the biggest birthday celebration of the year. In September 1955, ITV was launched, and 50 years on, it's still the people's favourite channel. Tonight, we celebrate that fantastic achievement with a countdown of your 50 favourite ITV shows.
Since January, hundreds of thousands of you have been voting for the programmes you love the most. And tonight, we'll reveal the results. Not only will you see the most incredible selection of programmes, you'll also hear from the stars who made them.
From dramas to documentaries, game shows to soaps, it's all here tonight. And here's just a taste of the highlights to come.
Well, it's perfect, wherever you go.
Alan Wicker, this is your life.
I will not be pushed, filed, stamped.
Yeah.
Aloysius would not have approved of that at all. He's done it! England have won!
Art and life. Oh. There's only one good minder, and that is Terry McCann.
Dermot, is it always like this on the show?
Yeah, that sounds like fun.
So, time to get started. 50 fantastic programmes to get through, so settle back and enjoy.
We'll start with a question. Which of ITV's legion of game shows, from Sale of the Century to The Golden Shot, Bullseye to Krypton Factor, do you think will be number 50 in our chart?
Well, we asked a lot more than 100 people what they thought, and this is what our survey said.
Name something that uses microchips. Name it.
Fish fry.
I love Family Fortunes. That's proper reality TV. We should take all reality TV away and just have Family Fortunes.
Name something people take with them to the beach.
Turkey.
The first thing you buy in a supermarket.
Turkey.
Family Fortunes' secret weapon is the hidden factor of you cannot believe the answer Auntie Mildred has given.
Name an article of clothing a woman might borrow from a man.
Underpants.
You couldn't legislate for the answers. Name a bird with a long neck.
Naomi Campbell.
Nobody could write that.
Though the presenters changed over the years, the contestants' ability to crumble under pressure thankfully remained constant.
We asked 100 people to name a place where you wouldn't expect to meet a nun. Janet.
A brothel.
I hosted the show for 15 years, and over that time, suddenly, I noticed younger people kind of stopping me in the street with the noise. It isn't there! Bruce Forsyth gets nice to see you nice. I get...
Family Fortunes is the ultimate game show. It's got the best gameplay, you can play along at home, and with a fabulous endgame.
One of the British Armed Forces.
Navy.
Every game show that succeeds has to have a good endgame.
Something that goes with coffee.
Sugar.
Yes, well played. Right. 38 points we need to get the £5,000. Money wasn't really the issue. You said diamonds, our survey said 18! We only ever gave away, at the most, £5,000 and maybe a holiday, so it wasn't about the greed of winning lots of money. They've got £5,000. Let's see if you're going to go further over the moon with this. Our survey said... But the whole family, if they won that big money, I used to fear for my life because they'd come running down at the end and they'd just pick me up. It was an experience when they won. Here's your keys!
At 49, it's the revolutionary ITV hit that invented the blooper show.
We just batted about the idea, would the public stand for a whole programme consisting of nothing but mistakes?
Here we go, this'll do it.
It caught on in this country because we have a secret affection for fallibility. Each programme has 100 clips and receive 3,000 to 4,000 in order to choose that 100. so you have to kiss an awful lot of frogs before you find a prince.
Wrong place, quick!
It is truly like finding gold. You get a scream of delight from a researcher. You've got to come and see this, you've got to come and see this, when a real gem appears.
And we'd like you to explain the significance of Hanukkah, if you would.
Religious freedom. I don't think a good outtake relies on whether or not you even know who the person is. A really good outtake is the situation and its uniqueness.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Opportunity Knocks.
Opportunity Knocks started in the 50s, it ran to the 70s, and really it was the first type of talent show.
Introducing your host, Huey Green.
Huey Green was the granddaddy of all talent shows.
Welcome to Opportunity Knocks, your talent show, the program in which you make the stars.
There are so many elements of what he did, which we did the same thing on Pop Idol or on X Factor, which was introducing new talent, the public deciding who's staying in each week.
Yes, you've guessed it. You voted for him from Bonnie, Scotland, Neil Reid. Neil.
Mother of mine, you gave to me.
Opportunity Knocks was cheesy and it was nice. Today, you've got to rub people up a bit and humiliate them a little bit on TV, say how poor somebody was, because at home that gets people off their seats going, no, that's terrible. From that point of view, I personally think it's a retrograde step.
I don't think the acts on Opportunity Knocks would stand up today, but that doesn't matter, because I don't think people were watching Opportunity Knocks necessarily to see the good. I think they were also tuning in to see the bad.
People always smirk and snigger because you think of the mediocre talent that went through the show. But for all of those, you had people who've had a lot of success afterwards. Frank Carson, Little and Large, Les Dawson, a legend of a comedian. Would he have got his break without Opportunity Knocks? Probably not.
And some real homegrown entertainment. But over the last 50 years, ITV has also brought a much wider world into our living rooms too.
Yes, the next two shows in our countdown certainly clocked up plenty of air miles between them, and we start with a man whose passport is so dog-eared he makes Michael Palin look like a couch potato. Yes, at 47, it's globe-trotting Alan Wicker, rubbing shoulders with the rich, the famous and the downright dangerous.
He was the reason why I got into television. I wanted to be like Alan Wicker.
He was one of the smoothest people on TV. He was in Monaco, he was in Asia, he was in the casinos. He could almost be James Bond.
And I spent my life travelling around the world, and I've never really lost my fascination with places, or indeed with people. It's never been an effort for me. I've never thought, oh dear, I've got to go to Rio tomorrow, you know. You thought, wow. And that's lasted for 40 years.
It wasn't about travel, it was about culture, and it was about experiencing life in a different country. But they were always countries that were rather fabulous, and he was staying in rather fabulous hotels, and he was doing rather fabulous things.
I enjoyed almost everything I did, even if one went to places that were not comfortable, that were dangerous.
There he is.
It was exciting to be within it all.
You have no ID? If you have ID, we can cite you. If you don't, you're going to have to go to jail.
Alan Wicker's suave front never faltered, even on as dangerous a mission as entering the Haitian presidential palace to cross-examine murderous dictator Papadoc Duvalier.
There's no doubt about it, Mr. President. You have had the worst international press of any president I've known.
That's right. They consider me like a black sheep.
His interview technique was so clever and so engaging, and people would fall into the trap because he was a well-spoken, well-dressed, well-brought-up gentleman, and so they felt they could trust him and tell him things.
But perhaps he's frightened you might kill him, you see.
Huh?
He's frightened you might kill him.
If he comes, he will be killed. Yes, because he is what you call vagabond. He's a vagabond. He's a vagabond.
Often it was a dangerous situation, but I always assume that people must realise that I'm television and I'm only observing, not on any side, I'm neutral. So you feel quite invulnerable. You feel that it's going to be all right. They can't shoot me, I'm neutral. And also you have to smile, of course. You must smile all the time because it's very hard to hit you with a rifle butt if you're smiling. So I go out of my way to smile, particularly at people who are armed. Since I've almost never been shot, it must work. I must be doing something right.
At 46, it's ITV drama at its most lavish and exotic, The Jewel in the Crown.
Jewel in the Crown was one of the great moments in British television, I think, because of the acting.
The jewel is India, the Israelis' empire. Yes, the jewel is India.
The Jewel in the Crown was an adaptation of Paul Scott's Raj Quartet novels, telling the story of love, hate and prejudice in the troubled final years of the British rule in India.
What? I'm sorry, I'm afraid I don't speak Indian.
At the heart of the story was the battle between public school-educated Indian Harry Kumar and British officer Ronald Merrick, all for the love of Daphne Manners.
Jewel in the Crown was a sort of really, really classy soap opera. You know, we're talking about a love triangle. It's a very basic story.
What?
I'm only asking whether you'd consider the possibility of becoming engaged to me.
I'm awfully sorry. I hadn't really thought much about getting engaged to anyone. Were you in England long?
Yes.
It took about 4 months in India. It was actually felt that to do India first would give everybody a taste of it, would give us the stamp of what it looked like.
But some parts of the story, like the love scene between Harry and Daphne, after which Harry is wrongly accused of rape, were deemed too contentious to film on location in India.
The scenes in the Bibigar garden, those were very sensitive scenes. They decided that it should be done in more privacy in Cheshire, which in fact was a very salubrious chalk pit somewhere near Cheadle, I think, where there were more midges than India's ever known.
Jewel in the Crown was a classic. It amazes me that TV can do something as filmic as that, and can actually, on a small screen in your home, completely suck you into the story.
The Jewel in the Crown, 3 years in the making and still looking fresh 20 years on. But some of the other most memorable, dramatic moments in ITV's history have been of the unscripted variety.
We are talking sport, from Gazza's tears to Johnny Wilkinson's last gasp drop kick. Over the past 50 years, ITV has covered every major sporting event going.
So we asked Angus Dayton to share his favourite moments of half a century of sport on ITV, and thankfully he said yes, punched the air and shouted, "Get in!"
My earliest memories of watching sport on ITV invariably feature something called World of Sport on a Saturday afternoon.
Good afternoon and a very warm welcome to World of Sport.
Admittedly, the title World of Sport was a slight misnomer, since it was generally 4 hours of non-stop wrestling.
And Daddy in trouble at the moment.
It wasn't a sport.
In comes Daddy again. His touch goes clean out over the top rope.
And had very little to do with the world, unless you regard the world as being Rotherham Town Hall. Of course, one of ITV Sport's major roles over the past 50 years, apart from to nickel the BBC's best presenters, has been to chart the highs and more generally lows of England's footballing exploits. Take Italia 90, for example, the World Cup in 1990 that took place in Italy, hence the name, when a record-breaking audience tuned in to watch the England-Germany semi-final.
A yellow card for Paul Gascoigne.
She was gripped by a controversial new invention called a penalty shootout.
If Waddle misses this, the West Germans go into the final. West Germany go into the final!
Chris Waddle lofting the ball over the bar. Still, thank goodness, as a nation, we're not mean-spirited enough to remember Waddle simply for his England penalty miss. Or Southgate.
Saved it! Oh, my word.
Or Batty.
Oh, he has it!
Of course, there are some England players who've made their careers out of lofting the ball over the bar.
He's got it!
Yes, Johnny Wilkinson's last-minute drop kick, which brought the World Cup home from down under, satisfying on so many levels. Gripping as World Cups are, I think my absolute favourite ITV sporting moments in recent years have come from the Champions League final.
What a goal that is! And Milan now playing football out of this world. And Liverpool are all but beaten.
Earlier this year, Liverpool produced the greatest comeback since Tony Blackburn won I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, when they came back from the dead. So is it ITV's greatest sporting moment? After all, there's nothing better than seeing a load of Italians losing it and breaking down in tears. Part, that is, from seeing a load of Germans losing it and breaking down in tears.
We're in the last of the 90 minutes. Can Manchester United have reached the promised land?
So there we are, Clive Tilsley, and definitely ITV's finest sporting moment.
I can't believe that. I can't believe that. Football, bloody hell.
Now back to our countdown, and at 45 it's the multi-award-winning Tonight with Trevor MacDonald.
Tonight, the killer superbug. Through the keyhole with Saddam Hussein. Asylum, the tide of misery revealed.
The great trick about all current affairs television is how do you make it meaningful and serious? At the same time, how do you make it accessible? In the heat of the moment, did you never say, that's it, I'm out of here, this marriage is over?
You know, I was in a circumstance that was, to say the least, unusual. And I personally did not know if the marriage would survive. The only member of our family who wanted to be with him was Buddy, our dog.
Tonight focuses very much on trying to tell stories through the eyes of people involved. Not only politicians, but stories about people, about people's lives. Frank Bruno, who had mental health problems.
They gave me so much drugs, they battered me from corner to pillar to post, you know.
And he is a much-loved figure in this country. And we managed to strike just that balance where we get his view of what this illness does to people. And we talk about it through a person that people can identify with, so that people can find a certain resonance. Do you think that you might have sought help earlier if there wasn't so much prejudice attached to the whole business of mental illness that you needed to seek assistance?
I think it would have helped me, you know what I mean? Because when you talk about
mental illness, yes,
yeah.
People think yes.
Oh gosh, people just run 10 miles away.
When Tonight began, there was no question that it would be fronted, that it would have a presenter. And there was no choice. It had to be Trevor MacDonald, the most loved, trusted news broadcaster in Britain.
And we don't know if Mr. Bin Laden is on the loose. I don't know if you know, but I hadn't heard from him in a long time.
I was hoping you'd tell us what you think. Is Bin Laden
around?
Is he alive?
I have no idea.
A key factor in Tonight's success has been its nose for a scoop, from the inside story on the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire cheating row to access to the suspects in the Stephen Lawrence murder inquiry. And the impact from shows like Martin Bashir's report on life at Michael Jackson's Neverland Ranch has been felt worldwide.
About this table, these. Can you put that on the list?
Of course. When you look at it Tonight now, it had a controversial launch because it had taken over from World in Action. But it's a fixture of the ITV schedule, and it's a kind of new benchmark for quality popular journalism on television.
Next, it's ITV's pioneering hidden camera show, Candid Camera.
Candid Camera, when it first started, was brilliant. It had some wonderful ideas.
You're not getting anything, are you? You're not getting anything, are you?
And there's the classic one where they get a car, they push it into a garage, and they ask the mechanic to come out and have a look at it. And of course, the engine's been taken out.
The thing about Candid Camera was you'd be looking at these normal human beings going about their normal everyday work and think, that could have been me.
Brilliant ideas, and the first time they'd ever been done.
Most of us, if we see someone trip, will laugh. We love to see human vulnerability because we see in other people's vulnerabilities ourselves. And it's funny when it is right out there for everyone to see.
The one that I always remember when everybody ever says candid camera is the guy eating goldfish.
Yeah.
Which is a carrot.
What are you doing? Oh, you horrible man. You've eaten that thing alive.
The look on the woman's face. And it's one of the oldest ones, but it's just still brilliant.
One of the lovely things about British people is that, you know, they will fall for a trick, but they'll do it in such a British way.
Where did you take off from?
Basingstoke.
Do you mean you actually had on with these?
Yes, but we've lost all the radio contact and everything now.
Why for you? What can we do to help?
Its legacy is still on TV today with all of the hidden camera shows. And what we do on Undercover, it was all started by candid camera.
Don't worry if I go over your heads and can't say goodbye. I may be going over.
Fabulous.
And you can't say goodbye.
No, so English. Don't worry if I can't say goodbye. We're less gullible these days, you see. Candid Camera, one of the first ITV programmes to make the public, including little old ladies, the stars of the show.
And that's it for the first part of our journey through 50 years of ITV. But don't go away. The countdown continues after the break.
Happy birthday, ITV.
Happy 50th.
Yes, kissy, kissy.
Welcome back to our countdown of ITV's 50 greatest shows. Now, over the years, ITV has reflected the public's growing fascination with celebrities and their lives. And some would say our next show is where it all began.
Yeah, it became a true television institution, not only for its famous theme tune, but for its big red book.
This is Downing Street, and the name on this book is a woman's. This is your life, and this squad car is all set to take me down the road to the headquarters of the famous television series The Sweeney. This fella has seen everything, and it's going to be quite a task turning the tables on him.
It was like a KGB operation. Absolutely sworn to secrecy. We used to have a huge wartime poster in the office, which said, "Careless talk costs lives." If it leaked out, the show would not be done.
This is your life. Sir Matt Busby, CBE. Tonight, award-winning actor Dennis Waterman, this is your life. Tonight, Alan Wicker, this is your life.
This Is Your Life was like an obituary while he was still alive, because everybody said nice things about you.
The first person you interviewed was a petrol pump attendant. Later on, of course, it became world motor racing champion Jackie Stewart.
You know, I was so spellbound by the fact that I was being interviewed by this jet-set, very elegant figure of Alan Wicker.
Nobody said that my second baby is yours, and then that never came out. They all said lovely things.
What are you doing?
My mother was sprung on a double-decker bus.
Judith Chalmers, tonight, this is your life.
So all the background was very exciting, and my father said, "You can't tell your mother anything, but she's on This Is Your Life." It's all very exciting, but I do remember telling the most appalling story.
We hired a donkey, and it was called Marlon Brando.
The donkey's name was Marlon Brando, but not the Marlon Brando, obviously.
Mummy used to put Daddy on Marlon's back and take him down to the beach.
A sort of pin drop. This little poor fat kid making what he thought was a brilliant joke, and there was just nothing. Tasted utter humiliation.
The great thing about being a subject of This Is Your Life is that you have this wonderful sort of moving photo album.
Gil Gascoigne, Wendy Richards, Alvin Stardust.
With everybody looking happy and everybody saying good things about you. It does you good to haul it out every now and then.
At 42, the show that's been the home of the arts on ITV for 27 years.
I find it life-enhancing. It makes me think, oh, life is exciting when I watch the South Bank show.
We start, though, with a brief look back at John Lennon, Francis Bacon, Steve Coogan, Linda LaPlante, Elvis Costello, Tracy Emin.
When I started the South Bank show, I wanted it to cut across all the categories, to take the best people right across the arts and show them to the British public.
I dare you to show me your pals. I'm so...
Some people suggested, well, anybody could display a bed like that and call it art. What was your reaction to that?
To that comment?
Yeah.
Well, you didn't. No one has done that.
It's quite a common question that I've been asked. Do you think the character Edna has taken you over? It's a terrible thought.
But there are some people, sick people, who say that I'm Mary Humphries dressed up. What an unsavoury thing that is. And surely, anyway, if I'd been a man, my gynaecologist would have mentioned it by now. Don't you think?
Our method is to say to an artist, we want to make a programme with you about your work. Let's make the film together.
One of the show's biggest coups was persuading the notoriously camera-shy artist Francis Bacon to reveal his well-oiled approach to painting.
I believe in a deeply ordered chaos.
And how do you
try? My work.
And we decided basically to do a day in his life. He worked every morning for 4 or 5 hours, then he went out and got splattered, and then woke up again at 7 o'clock in the morning, went into the little room, started painting again.
It's a very old-fashioned gesture.
And we started with champagne for breakfast, and then we went on to lunch.
Cheerio. Cheerio, Francis.
And we shot the lunch again, so that he and I could pretend to be having lunch to do the real interview.
Why is chance more important than conscious intellect?
Because
intelligence?
I've made images that intellect would never make.
By which time I was intoxicated. And so was Francis. But I kept on asking him questions, and he kept on answering.
There you are, Melvyn Bragg. You are absolutely real, but I want to be able to remake in another medium the reality of an image that excites me.
Next, the trailblazing 60s pop show that many think has never been equalled.
Ready, Steady, Go. Gosh, broke the mould of all TV shows, because it was the first show purely for youth.
With those immortal words, the weekend starts here. And you know what? They were right. The weekend did start there.
Every Friday, the show's guest list read like a roll call of rock royalty, featuring the raw power of homegrown acts like The Who, and also giving British TV debuts to top American stars like Marvin Gaye.
You never knew what was going to happen. It had a sense of danger about it. It was raw, it was exciting, it was very rock and roll.
We just happened to catch the wave when pop music and swinging London was just happening. If there was a centre of swinging London, that green room on a Friday was. Everybody came, whether they were in the programme or not. I mean, if the Beatles were around, they came and had a drink with us.
I think that if you say Ready, Steady, Go was ahead of its time, that's not quite right. And that usually means, well, it was brilliant, but it was too good for the public to get it. No, the public got it. It was of its time, but it did set the trend.
Ready, Steady, Go, changing the face of music on television. But it's not just the world of music in which ITV has had a huge influence on people's lives.
From its early days, everyone realised ITV knew how to entertain an audience, but over the years, the channel slowly built up a more serious reputation, producing some groundbreaking documentaries, all offering us a window on the world behind the headlines. There was Jonathan Dimbleby's report on the forgotten famine in Ethiopia.
Now they have only their rags. They're destitute.
And John Pilger's coverage of the bloodbath in Cambodia.
The new rulers of Cambodia call 1975 Year Zero.
But one ITV documentary was to become a symbol of television's duty to tackle difficult subjects head-on. Raising questions about how the security services dealt with suspected terrorists, an issue that remains just as relevant today, it's the This Week report on Death on the Rock.
Sunday morning, and among the holidaymakers, 3 Irish terrorists were planning a bloodbath. Instead, 3 bombers were shot down after carrying out the first stage of their plan.
Death on the Rock was a very important programme for ITV. It was about the shooting in Gibraltar of 3 IRA suspects.
The terrorists began to walk back towards the border. Then suddenly a burst of shots rang out, and in less than a minute all 3 terrorists were dead shot by the SAS. The facts were that these people had undoubtedly been planning an attack at some future date. But on the day in question, they were unarmed and had placed no bomb in Gibraltar. Witness Carmen Proetta says that there were no threatening movements from the terrorists, that the British soldiers fired the first shot without warning.
They didn't say anything, they didn't scream, they didn't shout. There was no chance. I mean, they went to the floor immediately, they dropped.
What we did was not designed to hold up this IRA team as heroes. Far from it. What it was based on was a concern about the behaviour of the state. Our security forces carrying out actions in the British public's name.
It caused uproar. Their plan to broadcast the programme was challenged by the government.
There was a vitriolic assault upon us, shamelessly being driven along by government spin doctors. It is obviously very unpleasant to have one's integrity impugned when one knows that one has done an honest job. Clearly, all these questions require deep and complex investigation to establish the truth. But doubt remains as to whether that will happen.
The programme went ahead in the end. And it was important that that programme was broadcast, because you can't have free speech only when it suits the government to have free speech.
At 39, it's Survival, the astonishing series that brought wildlife in all its glory to our screens for 40 years.
Survival's success was due to the fact that the photography was outstanding and the dedication of the teams was just amazing.
I guess you get those amazing shots by knowing the animals, knowing the country, knowing the weather, just spending the time, making your own luck.
You sit there and you wait. People have no idea that some of those shots take a year to get in the camera. The whole time, every single programme, we'd be thinking of ways to get better shots and closer details.
Did the camera people take risks? Yes, of course.
Around at the back, she's coming.
Like a war correspondent, if you want to get the story, you have to put yourself, to a certain extent, in harm's way. I lost a finger to a deadly puff adder and very nearly died. I was bitten through the leg by a hippo and I got mixed up in a fight between two males. And I was bitten by a leopard. I guess in every case I was pushing the envelope a bit, except for the leopard who bit me in the bum, which is really an invasion of privacy, I felt.
Heartbeat. At 38, it's Docs and Cops on the box in the cunningly titled Heartbeat.
Well, the heart is the medical side, like the doctor, and the beat is for the constable, for the bobby. That's where it comes from. Not a lot of people know that.
If I knew what the secret of Heartbeat's success was, then I'd bottle it.
For goodness sake!
It's set in the best decade, the 60s.
People love the music, people love the cars, they like the clothes.
So with all that lot, you can't really go wrong.
Many characters have passed through Aidensfield during 13 years of feel-good nostalgia, but in the beginning, the undisputed stars were Nick and Kate Rowan, played by Nick Berry and Niamh Cusack.
Without Nick and Niamh being involved in the show, I really, honestly, hand on heart, don't believe that we would have a show.
Right, I'm off.
Bye.
Easy drama is to have people who hate each other throwing saucepans and creating mayhem. And I think we took quite a huge gamble and put on the screen a couple who patently loved each other, and the audience just warmed to them.
So, when Nick and Kate's idyllic lives were shattered, it was wet hanky time all round across the nation's living rooms.
I've got leukemia.
I still think it's probably, one of the most famous episodes we've ever done and one of the most emotional ones.
I always remember the scene when Nick stood at the door, and it's Always Thinking of You, that song, and I still cry now when I watch it.
Think of right words to sing.
They all thought that when Niamh Cusack and Nick Berry left, then maybe it had another series left in it, and then it would just be quietly put out to graze.
He's seen them come and go, and you. They come, they go, and in between, they dither.
But that didn't happen.
Morning, lads.
Morning.
Morning.
We've had so many changes,
and it's still popular.
In fact, the staying power of this 60s drama has created a bit of a problem.
Time, gentlemen, please!
I think it's 1969. It's been 1969 for the last 8 years. Stuck in a time warp.
Yes, thanks to Heartbeat, Sunday night is still 60s night on ITV, and the chances are that back in the 60s, the characters of Heartbeat would have spent their Sunday nights glued to ITV.
Yes, in those days, they'd have seen a light entertainment show which brought us talent from all around the world. So at 37, a showbiz spectacular that demonstrated that variety really was the spice of ITV's early life. It's Sunday night at the London Palladium.
Sunday night at London Palladium. It was a great laugh. It was the first real kind of must-see TV.
I was going to play one of Chopin's etudes, and then I thought, why should I? He never plays any of mine.
Sunday night at the London Palladium was an event in our house. It was the thing that made me want to go into show business.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Sunday night at the London Palladium.
He always had an amazing top of the bill. You know, big stars of the day.
Jack the Knife himself, Bobby Darin.
Adam French.
Skies are blue. Come on now, sing along.
But it wasn't just about established names. The show's enormous popularity meant it could create stars too.
It was in 1967 and I had just released my single, Release Me, and it wasn't doing too well.
Don't love you anymore.
I did the show, and the very next day I started to sell somewhere in the region of 80,000 a day records, and that became a hit around the world only because of the Palladium.
So release me and let me love again.
Next, it's Jimmy's, the groundbreaking docu-soap which took us into the previously mysterious world of the busy inner-city hospital.
Jimmy's was the first fly-on-the-wall documentary that was very innovative at the time, bringing the idea that you could actually watch the workforce at work.
Right, so these are the extras of this unfortunate lad.
But this wasn't just any workforce, as cameras were given access to state-of-the-art operations, like Simon Kay's bid to reattach the severed hand of 12-year-old Jamie McGrath, the first time microsurgery had ever been shown on TV.
Simon Kay started the operation about 8:30 in the evening, having worked the whole day before. And it was stunning because he didn't have his usual staff with him. It was people who didn't know the way he worked.
This will do it. You mean we need 3 centimetres of graft?
It was the first time we'd ever had the kind of drama where things are going wrong in the operating theatre.
Go and boil a kettle, OK? I want boiling water so that we can have hot stuff. If you can hold it, it's not hot.
The thing people don't understand about a theatre is it is a theatre. You are, as a surgeon, the centre of the stage. It's nerve-wracking, not just because you're having to do something very important and critical to another human being, but because everybody in the theatre marches at your pace, knows what you're doing, knows whether it's working or not working.
So we're 2.5 hours in.
And that can be quite a daunting thing if you're also on national television. And it's bad enough among people you know.
Right, rotate. It's going pink. Come in here.
It was the most gripping operation, and we just filmed for 10 hours and finished at 6 o'clock the next morning.
Okay, now.
In the end, the all-night surgery paid off. The operation was a success and Jamie's hand was reattached.
The operations you'll have, none of them are as big or as difficult as the one you've had. It's not a big deal and there's nothing nasty to come.
Did you do that?
Yes. Sorry?
Thank you.
Pleasure.
Next, the entertainment classic which took the timeless story of boy meets girl and turned it into a Saturday night dating game show.
Blind Date was a revelation when it came on television.
Look me in the eye and tell me you don't love it.
It wasn't professional people, it was just the public coming on and they were the stars of the show.
You think you're gorgeous, do you?
I've been told so, yeah.
Everybody at home could play the game. How many times have you sat there and think, oh my goodness, please, please don't let her pick number 2.
Right, it's going to have to be number 2.
And there she does. But that's great.
Come in, John.
And then this guy appears from behind the screen and you think, this is never going to work.
I call it a blind date. It would be nice if I could have seen a little bit first.
He'd look hopingly into my eyes and I'd say to him, God, you're ugly.
She sort of squeals like a piglet, and it's...
Since being a born show-off was a must for appearing on Blind Date, it's hardly surprising that the odd contestant went on to a career in show business, like this 19-year-old drama student in the number 2 seat.
Moving on to you, number 2. What's your name and where do you come from?
Hello, Stella. My name's Amanda and I'm from London.
I was the loud, stupid one that got up and did the actions. There's always one, and it was me.
I'd grab your love handles and I'd shake them vigorously.
I have no idea why Barney didn't choose me.
And come in, Amanda.
And why he picked the lady with the freaky trousers. But I don't think you can seriously be looking for love if you go on to Blind Date.
Well, Amanda might not have met her Prince Charming on the show, but for others, Blind Date was to have a fairy tale ending.
Deep in my heart, I always wanted a wedding. I wanted romance. Very rarely got it. We did have 3 marriages, though, which was great.
The first blind daters to walk up the aisle were Sue Middleton and Alex Tatham, who tied the knot in 1991's TV Wedding of the Year.
One of the great things about Blind Date is that you can show your children the very first day that Mummy and Daddy met, when they laid eyes on each other.
You chose the lovely number 2, and that was Sue from West Midlands. Come in, Sue!
I just thought, fantastic. What a marvellous and beautiful girl that I had picked, and how lucky I was. And I would only hope that she would think the same.
For me to fall in love with him, he wouldn't have to change that much, so you better watch out.
If we don't see each other again, it'd be awful. So we definitely want each other.
Blind Date has given us each other, a lovely life together.
2 lovely children.
Emily and Charlie.
And a great wedding video.
I do like a happy ending.
Big soft.
Oh, I know.
It's not over yet. Coming up after the break, more of ITV's 50 greatest shows.
Cheers.
Thrilling fighters.
Welcome back to our countdown of 50 years of unforgettable shows on ITV. Now, the 1980s saw the arrival of a remarkable period of glamorous, big-budget dramas on our screens.
We've already seen The Jewel in the Crown, and coming up next, a series which came to represent the very best traditions of popular drama on ITV. It cost twice as much as first planned, but ended up gathering more awards than anyone could have imagined. At number 34, it's the most famous period drama in TV history, Brideshead Revisited.
It's very difficult to put your finger on why Brideshead was so incredibly popular, but I think it had something to do with the fact that it was a piece of such extraordinary size and detail.
It probably cost £6 or £7 million, I think, which was an enormous amount of money for ITV at the time, but we were making what was in effect a 14-hour film, which, if you think about it, is 7 feature films. And if you looked at it that way, it's remarkably cheap.
Brideshead Revisited has become synonymous with TV excellence, yet it was almost sunk when a strike stopped production for 3 months. When filming restarted, it was with a new director, 28-year-old Charles Sturridge.
I did think it was an astonishingly bold move. He looked about 8. I mean, he really did look as if he should be in short trousers. He looked impossibly young. But he proved his mettle very, very quickly, because the first things that were filmed after the strike involved the Sirs.
My dear boy.
John Gielgud and Lord Olivier.
A naughty old man, that's what I was.
To work with, may sound an odd word used, but an instrument so extraordinary as Olivier that had the ability to hit so many notes that other voices can't reach, I mean literally with his voice, but also with his imagination, was just thrilling.
The cold. I've forgotten how cold it is in England. It quite bowled me over.
He hadn't read the whole script when he was asked if he would play Lord Marchmain. And then he got a whiff of what Johnny, as he called him, was up to, and he was furious. And he said if I'd realised that Johnny had got all the best lines, I'd be playing that part.
You liked Miss Ormheddick?
No.
No. Was it her little moustache you objected to, or her very large feet?
The story followed Jeremy Irons as Charles Ryder over 20 years, from an infatuation with fellow Oxford student Sebastian Flight to his doomed love affair with Sebastian's sister, Julia.
I don't want to make it easier for you. I hope your heart may break.
I was doing my O-levels at the time, and I was obsessed with those characters, you know, Jeremy Irons and Anthony Andrews and Diana Quick. I fell in love with all of those.
And there were lots of young men spotted around town with floppy hair over their eyes and a teddy bear clutched under their arm.
Aloysius would not have approved of that at all. We were all very young at the time, so these were great roles to get for young people.
I've come to apologise.
Sebastian, dear, go back to bed. We can talk about this in the morning.
Not to you. And to apologise to Charles.
You don't normally get multi-layered characters like this with so much good writing when you're that young.
It's my guest. It's my only friend. And I was bloody too.
It reminded me much more of the movies of the 30s and 40s, really, than most television drama which was being made at that time. It's an incredibly romantic story to play.
I saw it again about a year ago. It is uncompromising in the way that it actually presents the story. It's not flashy, and it works because of that, in a sense. It's a grand old lady. It sits there in the corner, you know, in its own style and its own image, and of its kind, it's impeccable.
What have you got for us today, Mr. Wright? Sexism, nudity, or bad language? Could we not have a little of each?
Benny Hill was just downright rude. I mean, just so rude. The things that they got away with back then.
He was the most politically incorrect comedian in the world, which was his appeal.
It totally is seaside postcard humour. I mean, that's exactly what it is, just brought to life, really.
He was just childish, but brilliantly politically incorrect.
Soon it'll be time to think about returning home and looking up old friends.
It's almost like the women had the upper hand in some bizarre way because they've got these desperate men following them around like lap dogs with their tongues draping on the floor, you know, and it sort of makes them look really sad and sorry. And I think maybe that's why it was okay.
People say today, very unfairly, I think, they dismiss him as a smut hound or a cheap type of humour. He was a wonderful mime and parodist. He was the first to use television itself as a target. The way that he sent up television programmes has been picked up by every other programme since.
And now let's meet the lady with the questions, Nicola Carson.
Good evening, everyone.
He did a mini variety show because he had music and he was a very good singer, and he used to do slapstick in it. He had sketches, he had characters.
Oh, I do wish my husband wouldn't leave his things all over the place.
That wonderful twinkle in his eye and that irrepressible smile just captivated the audience, and they loved him.
A real change of mood now, and at 32, it's ITV Current Affairs at its most fearless and popular.
What was good about World in Action, I thought, was it took the best, most serious stories, but it found ways to put them on the screen and show them to the British public, not simply, but directly.
There is a disease which in Britain causes more death than in any other country in the world. The name of that disease is bronchitis.
What could be called the very best of tabloid.
My child's in here! You stay away from my children!
The history of World in Action was that it did last on for almost 35 years. I think we'd probably made more than 1,600 programmes. And after 30 years, you've experienced most things, and you've been asked to film most things.
And it wasn't afraid to cover issues
that would cause problems for them.
Minutes later, bombs destroyed 2 crowded pubs in the heart of Birmingham.
The campaign about the Birmingham Six was probably the best example of that.
When 6 men were jailed for the IRA Birmingham pub bombings in 1974, the public mood was one of satisfaction that the right men were behind bars. But the World in Action team had strong doubts about their conviction and in 1985 set out on a long campaign for their release.
I remember we managed to smuggle out a tape recording of Paddy Hill in prison. And I remember Paddy Hill just saying quite clinically, I'm serving 21 life sentences.
Nothing for someone I don't even know anything about.
Those are pretty chilling words.
I've been in prison for 11 years. I've lost my wife, my home, everything.
Before that, when people spoke about the Birmingham Six, it was with bitterness and hatred and revulsion and what have you. But once the World in Action programme came out, everybody stood back and said, hang on.
A major part of the campaign was to cast doubt on forensic evidence crucial to the men's conviction. A swab test had apparently proved that 2 of them had been handling explosives. But World in Action demonstrated that contact with innocent objects like playing cards could produce the same result.
The moment when the Birmingham Six forensics fell to pieces in front of our very eyes is one of the most remarkable that I can recall. We stood in a forensic science laboratory and I shuffled a pack of old playing cards, and one of this country's most eminent forensic scientists swabbed my hands, held the tube up and said, there you are, you're a bomber now.
In March 1991, over 5 years after the World in Action campaign began, the 6 wrongly imprisoned men finally walked free, having each spent 16 years behind bars.
If it hadn't been World in Action, we'd still been in jail today. Make no mistake about it. We would still be in jail today.
World in Action, not just reporting the news, but making their headlines too. And our next legendary ITV show actually started out as an episode of World in Action in the 60s.
Over 40 years later, it has become one of the most fascinating documentary series ever made, with each fresh instalment an eagerly awaited TV event. Hardly surprising, since they only make a new one every 7 years.
We brought these children together because we wanted a glimpse of England in the year 2000.
7 Up, show me the 7-year-old and I'll show you the man. Extraordinary piece of documentary making.
The shop steward and the executive of the year 2000 are now 7 years old.
In 1964, the first film recorded the thoughts and dreams of a cross-section of British kids. Cameras have revisited them at 7-year intervals ever since to follow their unfolding lives.
What it's given us is an archive of modern Britain through the eyes of those people.
Tony was brought up in the East End of London.
I want to be a jockey when I grow up. Yeah, I want to be a jockey when I grow up.
To see a little kid running around in the playground with aspirations of becoming a jockey, or seeing just my character there and thinking now I'm 49 now and where's life gone? It's gone so quick.
Next week, ITV viewers can see 49 Up, the latest instalment in this real-life saga.
That's right, you just get on. We want to be at our best, don't we?
Absolutely, Michael.
As ever, the programme's overseen by Hollywood director Michael Apted, who's provided continuity right back to the first show when, as a researcher, he helped choose the children.
Tony, don't turn round again.
They've known him since they were 7, and he is like a kind of father figure to them.
Have you got any boyfriends? So much hope then, wasn't there?
Oh, there still is. Don't make that mistake, Mike. Well, I am no way. I am down and I'm depressed about my illness, but I'm certainly not down and depressed about my life.
The relationship between us is so well cemented that maybe I can go further with them and I can ask more of them and they will give more than I would get if I were doing another sort of documentary. Neil had dreams of going to Oxford. At 28, he was homeless.
I feel when I'm on my own that I'm losing touch with the way other people live.
Do you worry about your sanity?
Other people sometimes worry about it.
I think the characters stay the same. I mean, life throws them curveballs and fastballs, but I sort of think there's a strong element of truth in it, that their core personality is there. The people's personality doesn't change much.
Give me a child until he is 7, and I will give you the man.
At 30, it's The Prisoner, the brilliant but bewildering cult drama series devised by and starring Patrick McGoohan.
I will not be pushed, filed, stamped, indexed, briefed, debriefed, or numbered.
The Prisoner was a strange 60s Kafkaesque drama. Patrick McGoohan was captured without really knowing why he'd been captured, who his captors were, where he was.
I suppose you're wondering what you're doing here. It hadn't crossed my mind.
It was a must-watch, and I think it was one of the most original television programmes we ever had.
It had this kind of nightmarish quality.
I couldn't miss it, but I have to admit there were weeks when I hadn't the faintest idea what was happening.
What we do here has to be done. It's the law of survival. It's either them or us.
You imprison people, steal their minds, destroy them.
Depends on whose side you're on, doesn't it?
I was supposed to be the leader of this camp.
I am the new number 2.
Get number 1.
As far as you're concerned, I'm in charge. What can I do for you?
Whether it was a holiday camp,
Beautiful day.
whether it was a prison camp, whether it was a psychiatric camp. Don't know. But number 2 was in command.
For official purposes, everyone has a number. Yours is number 6.
I am not a number. I am a person.
6 of one, half a dozen of another.
I said to Pat, what actually is it meant to be? He said, well, I think it's a prison of the mind. And that's as near as we got to an explanation.
It was quite ahead of its time. It was unlike anything else that anyone had ever seen before. And it seemed to be on the edge of being slightly unhinged, of slight madness in there.
My life is my own. I.
Certainly, if you see the closing episodes of The Prisoner, you do realise that Patrick McGoohan has gone slightly Patrick McGargar.
Patrick McGoohan as The Prisoner. He wasn't a number, you know.
Yes, he was. Number 30.
Actually, you have a point.
Yes.
Popular drama series like The Prisoner became part of ITV's heritage, and likewise, one-off dramas were to leave their mark on TV history too. The poignancy of Thora Hurd's ailing pensioner in Lost for Words made us cry.
Stroke that was.
Yes, Mum. You've had a stroke.
So stupid.
John Thor's performance as the gruff but kindly Mr. Tom melted our hearts.
Right.
Someone can see it. See it from here.
And Christopher Eccleston as a self-professed new messiah in Russell T Davies' Second Coming made us think.
This is the work of God and I'm his son. A brand new gospel for the entire human race. Coming soon.
But there is one groundbreaking ITV single drama whose impact has never been equalled.
I discovered my vocation in life. I became a naked civil servant.
At 29 in our countdown of ITV's greatest shows, it's John Hurt's memorable performance in the dramatisation of the outrageous life and times of Quentin Crisp, the naked civil servant.
Quentin was once asked, he said, what do you think of John Hurt's performance? And he said, John Hurt is my representative here on Earth.
I think you're all terribly sweet.
It was about somebody who stood up as an overt, effeminate homosexual and was proud of it and simply didn't feel that he needed to make any kind of excuses.
It was outrageous. It was very cutting edge at the time.
Is he, so? Oh, he's so all right.
This is a story of the courage of the individual as opposed to the cruelty of the crowd. It's the hero message, in a sense, and you're taking an anti-hero to tell the story. Oh! I don't have the slightest doubt that it changed the perception of homosexuality enormously.
I thought it was for the gentleman to buy the drink.
The environment I grew up in was bigoted in terms of homosexuals. They were figures of hatred.
Bend over.
I watched it for prurient reasons. I wanted to know what a gay person was like. It was an example of how television can make you change your views. Shamed me into thinking differently about the world.
Out. Here, come here, you.
I just discovered this incredible heroism in this individual.
If The Naked Civil Servant was shown for the first time today, it would still be a groundbreaking piece of television.
I seem to have annoyed you gentlemen in some way.
And the fact that it actually dates all the way back to the 70s, it was on the big commercial channel in prime time, is truly, truly extraordinary.
You cannot touch me now. I am one of the stately homos of England.
Next, a monumental series on an epic scale never before seen on British television. The world at war gathered together unforgettable eyewitness accounts to form the definitive TV history of the Second World War.
The men were taken to garages and barns. The women and children were led down this road.
Television, its principal duty, in my view, is to entertain. But at the same time, it has a duty to record.
They heard the firing as their men were shot. Then they were killed too.
It was so illuminating. You're looking at history. You've got history in front of you.
Nobody lives here now.
As well as the truth and the depth, it's got an extraordinary drama, which is largely down to Carl Davis's score. And best opening credit sequence of any programme ever. You still can't watch that progression of faces without feeling a terrible surge of horror and sickness when that last emaciated child's face appears. You get the story of the war and the kind of bass note of absolute horror that you know is going to then be explained to you.
On that crystal night, named for the smashed glass sparkling in the gutters, thousands of Jews were thrown into concentration camps.
And this man was immediately overpowered by 3 people, SS people. The camp commander said, is sentenced to 25 lashes.
Stop him before tired.
They gave a very balanced view of what had happened, why it had happened, how it should have happened, and the people that took part.
But then he shouted, stop, stop. The commander said, what do you mean, stop? We'll start all over again. But after 3 more lashes, the blood was spurting. Then he stopped and salt was rubbed into the wound.
If you showed it now, an awful lot of young persons would suddenly realize what had gone on to bring about the war, how it affected our lives. I think it's one of the most important series that was ever made.
Next, at number 27, it's the feel-good Sunday night series where the sun never stops shining.
I used to love The Darling Buds of May. It's television to escape to. Sitting down on a Sunday night, watching sunny television.
Cheers. To us.
That's what made it such a success, that it gave people a romantic idea of what life could be like or should be like.
Well, it's perfect wherever you go.
It pays homage to all the beautiful things of life, and it's funny, but it's never ugly.
Would you pass me the tomato sauce, please, Mr. Charlton? Got a piece of ice bun I want to finish up.
The thing that it used to make me feel most of all was hunger, because they were always eating.
Should have done some black pudding with this.
Pam Ferris and David Jason would have breakfast and their dinner and stuff in the bath together.
Circulation's just coming back in my feet.
I just used to think, what a great idea. You know, I've never eaten in the bath, but I might start.
Look here, Mr. Charlton. Haven't you got another name? I can't be doing with all this mistering.
Cedric. The character I played was called Cedric Charlton. He's a grey man with glasses and an unhappy heart, and is instantly knocked off his feet by the sex bomb in Jodhpurs
Do you like looking at me?
that the world now knows as Catherine Zeta-Jones. Sorry.
But be sorry.
It was very marked how incredibly beautiful she was. What we hadn't guessed, really, is what the camera did to her. It's that old 1940s Hollywood cliché, a complete love affair between a machine and a human being.
I'm so happy I think I'll kiss you too.
Oh! What's it like kissing Catherine Zeta-Jones? It's exactly like kissing a very, very beautiful 21-year-old woman in front of 60 men.
Catherine was taken up very quickly by the tabloid press. She was on the front page of one of the tabloid papers every day of the following week after that first transmission.
For Catherine, her fairy story continued on the back of Darling Buds of May.
I'm ready, Pop.
My God, you're perfectly beautiful.
Pop, you won!
It's wonderful to think that Catherine Zeta-Jones, of course, came out of that and became what she is today, huge Hollywood star. British television can be very proud of itself that it can actually discover people.
Cheers.
Perfect. Great for her. Pity she's left the rest of us behind, but there you are. We're still waiting for the call.
And there's plenty more of ITV's finest moments coming up after the break.
Cheer up, Mr. Hudson. Chelsea will be in the First Division one day.
Welcome back to ITV's 50 greatest shows, and we're almost halfway through our countdown.
And next is a classic entertainment show whose stars read like a who's who of top TV talent.
Where else would you find Billy Connolly, Victoria Wood and Kylie all under the same title?
Lovely to see you all. May I say what an honour it is for you to have me here tonight.
We all love Audience Withs because the diversity of talent that's on there.
Audience With got together whatever the collective noun for celebrities is, vacuum of celebrities. Fed them a lot of champagne before the show and then just basically abused them.
I love the novels of Melvyn Bragg. Melvyn has written 12 books. Has anyone here read any of them?
I think it's very unique. It's been a very important part of original British broadcasting because it was an original and there was nothing like it before, and I think it stands on its own.
Let's do the show right here. Good idea.
I was very happy with that show. They give me the list of people who are there and I'm thinking, oh my goodness. And most, if not all of them, are people I've watched on television regularly.
What are you doing? I'm just checking for tucks.
It works really well because you do have an entertainer having a chance to do the full act.
There was a couple across the aisle having sex. But this being a British trade, nobody said anything. When they finished, they both lit up a cigarette, and this woman stood up and said, "Excuse me, I think you'll find this is a non-smoking compound."
But also, they're doing a show in front of their peers and getting questions from the floor.
Yes.
Tom Jones.
Yes.
Deck's got a question he would like to ask you there.
The fact that you're sitting in a whole audience full of famous people, that you're just because you're famous doesn't mean you don't get excited seeing other famous people. You're sat there the whole time going, oh, look, oh my gosh.
And it's awful. Every time I open my eyes, I'm looking at one of my heroes.
I was lucky enough to go to an audience with Elton John, and he threw out into the crowd, can anybody give me a subject?
I've heard that you write your songs very, very quickly. And I brought some words along.
What is it?
The instructions from my oven.
Elton John can sing about anything, and there he was on the piano within a couple of minutes doing a song.
It may seem like a chore, but it'll pay off in the long run.
And you know, that's a different side to Elton John that you wouldn't normally see.
The following programme contains naughty bits.
Well, Kenny Everett, I think most people, certainly in radio, would generally concede is the finest disc jockey that's ever lived. And the task was to transfer that to TV.
We're going to bring you tons of stuff that you can see. Radio will be a thing of the past.
Most radio people tend to be quite shy. So for him to go on television was quite a thing, and it took him a little bit of getting used to. But then he found that he quite enjoyed it. So Kenny would become these crazy characters.
Yes! It was me all the time!
My favourite was Sid Snot.
I was down a park the other day, feeding the pigeons to my cat.
And they always missed his mouth, you know, and finally he'd catch one. I think he'd surprise himself.
He looked like a man who was having such a good laugh. Feel the studio around him, you know, the crew laughing in the background. And that was quite a sort of radical innovation. That was quite a breakthrough, actually, to sort of say, yes, we're in a studio.
Here's the story so far.
The great thing about Kenny was that he was essentially very, very puerile. Kids watching it would love it.
For us growing up with the Kenny Everett show, we were still quite young, and it was like the rudest thing on telly, do you know what I mean?
Ready, steady, disco!
The idea of hot gossip was very similar to Mae West in the 30s, is that it's sex, but it's funny.
We were raunchy. There's no doubt about it. I didn't think about it at the time. It was just great. That's what people did. That was what people did in clubs.
We used to have a great costume guy who used to whiz out to the sex shops and find what he could buy in the sex shops and dress hot gossip in all this fetish gear.
My dad used to love all of that as well. Dad was like that.
How can you just sit there watching this rubbish?
Mary Whitehouse had a fit. She just couldn't see it.
This half-assed show, look! Half-assed! Get it!
That was part of the point. It was the antidote to Mary Whitehouse. Kenny would have been upset had Mary Whitehouse not been up in arms about it, so it was there to offend. Obviously, it succeeded hugely.
Bringing a touch of anarchy to ITV in the late 70s, all in their best possible taste, of course.
Now, the world has changed beyond recognition since the launch of ITV in 1955, but one of the ways in which the channel has stayed relevant to the times is in its tradition of producing dramas based on real-life events, however difficult they were to tackle. They include the reconstruction of events on Bloody Sunday, starring James Nesbitt.
This is our Sharpeville. This is our Amritsar massacre. A moment of truth and a moment of shame.
And the true story of the aftermath of the murder of Stephen Lawrence.
We're just being patronised. You know, we have to understand this is a murder What are you... How dare you?
But at number 24 in the list of ITV's 50 greatest shows is Jimmy McGovern's In one of the hardest-hitting programmes in ITV's history, Hillsborough set out to separate the facts from the myths surrounding the 1989 stadium disaster.
Hillsborough was a really important and brave piece of television, and Jimmy McGovern's drama really did bring to light the human cost of that disaster.
Oh, don't worry, I'm not... Crowds have been flooding turnstiles! You've got to open the gate! You've got to open the gate or someone will be killed!
Lots of people thought they knew what had happened there, and there was still an element of blame as far as the Liverpool fans were penetrated.
It's packed in there! It's empty out here!
Predominantly right-wing press of the time, in collusion with the police, had created a lie, so we told the truth.
Jimmy McGovern, wonderful writer, he was impassioned by the whole business of Hillsborough, trying everything, and yet he's writing it as drama.
As I understand it, everything that was said by the policeman is in public record.
What's going on?
Violence forced the gate. Trevor Hicks, to see if he was completely behind the project.
Unbelievably true. People say, oh, well, it was over-dramatised. Well, it wasn't. It's actually under-dramatised. You know, it showed us in less than we'd like to be seen, but that's as it was. You know, football hooligans, which it clearly wasn't. Then, you know, it showed them as normal human beings who went...
At 23, it's Upstairs, Downstairs, the multi-award-winning saga of life in the aristocratic Bellamy family household, a series which proved a massive hit in Britain and around the world.
I remember with great affection Upstairs, Downstairs, and when you settled in your chair and you heard that theme tune, you knew you were in for a treat.
Your tea, my lady.
Thank you, Rose.
Upstairs and Downstairs in My Lady's Chamber was where the title must have come from. Upstairs, family, rich people, privileged people. Downstairs, basement and the kitchen and the servants' quarters.
Cheer up, Mr. Hudson. Chelsea will be in the First Division one day.
Oh, how are you going now?
The extraordinary thing about it, it wasn't really that long ago. When we started filming in the 70s, it was within 80 years of being the way our grandparents had lived.
In the absence of my parents, I am in charge in this house. I expect my orders to be obeyed.
Yes, sir.
And do as you're told.
And of course, this whole British obsession with class.
Yes, sir.
Even amongst the servants, there was this pecking order. You know, there was Mr. Hudson at the top, and there was poor little Ruby, way down at the bottom.
Cup of tea, Mr. Hudson.
Oh, that would be most welcome, Mrs. Bridges.
Ruby, fetch a cup for Mr. Hudson. Ruby!
Yes, Mrs. Bridges?
A cup for Mr. Hudson.
The reason for the success is we like looking back. We like looking back when the suffering is over.
So, a wireless message to Lady Marjorie Bellamy, stateroom number 6, aboard White Star Liner RMS Titanic.
The great advantage of not having to follow the storyline of a book meant that we could gobble up bits of history as we went along.
There can't be any argument, any dispute that is worth so many people's lives.
They could say, let's go through the war, let's see what all these historical things do to a family.
What are you doing?
I'm looking after you. You're in my hospital.
You knew as you were watching that it was really a doomed society.
The slide has begun in earnest, I'm afraid.
What slide, Mr. Hudson?
The economic slide in America, Mrs. Bridges, on Wall Street.
You knew that that old order of upstairs, downstairs would be cast away, so that made it quite poignant.
When people see it, there's something dated about the style that there are long scenes, because nowadays it's cut, 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 cut. But otherwise, I think you can watch it, enjoy it, and learn something from it happily.
At number 22, it's the show that turns ordinary members of the public into singing stars for a night. And in doing so, brought us one of the most bizarre duets in ITV's history.
When Stars in Their Eyes was first mooted, where people come on, dress up as their favourite singer, and then sing like them, I thought, flipping out, that's a terrible idea. They're really scraping the barrel now.
Tonight, Maxine Barry's singing live is Shirley Bassey.
Look what happened. One of the greatest Saturday night shows there has ever been.
Kiss of death from Mr. Goldfinger.
At the time when it came out, variety was pretty much dead on TV, and when that show came on Saturday night, I think it brought that back.
This hat is closed.
A lot of the transformations were absolutely spectacular, and you wouldn't have thought that that person could turn into this star.
How many times have we had a Cher? How many times?
Paula Colwell is Cher.
You know, we've had every shape and size of Cher.
Tonight, Matthew, I'm going to be Cher.
Cher! Besides, it's a stretchy wig, so it'll fit anybody.
And in 1998, the show took on a surreal twist when celebrities got in on the act.
I was shocked to the core. I was dead against it. I didn't want celebrity stars in their eyes. I said to them, look, Stars in Their Eyes is about ordinary people becoming famous people. We don't want this thing about famous people becoming other famous people. So I said, well, fine, we'll try it, but you see if I'm not... Well, we did one I thought was marvellous.
Tonight, Matthew, I am going to be Rolf Harris.
Two little boys had two little toys, each had a wooden horse.
You know, people like Jarvis Cocker, who you would assume were doing it for a laugh. They weren't. They too had their heroes that they wanted to be.
Singing One Half Falling in Love live, Jerry Springer is King Elvis.
Some people do the young Elvis, and some do the older Elvis. I did Elvis dying. The makeup people did a great job, so I looked like him. Oh, dead. I mean, I look like he looks now.
confirm Jerry Springer's Elvis has left the building. Thank goodness for that.
We've got to go too, but don't worry. We'll be back in a minute with more of ITV's 50 greatest shows.
Watch the handbrake, Miss Jones. That's it.
Cheers, ITV. Happy 50th birthday.
Welcome back to ITV's 50 greatest shows as we approach the top 20 with what you think is the greatest ITV comedy of all time.
It featured television's seediest landlord and was first shown in 1974, a bit before my time.
Yeah, me too. What?
Why did Rising Damp work as a comedy? Fantastic cast, one of the funniest comedians ever, Leonard Rossiter.
Watch the handbrake, Miss Jones. That's it.
And actually one of the best scripts. The script was genius.
Just you remember, the permissive society stops at that front door, all right? We don't want any meeting here.
You know what that house smelt like, which is why Rising Damp is just such a great title.
I've told you before, it is not damp.
I've got Rising Damp. My furniture's falling to pieces.
How can you have Rising Damp in the attic, eh?
You had a tour de force, which was in the form of Leonard Rossiter's character, Rigsby. Here was a lecherous...
Like to try a little drop now behind your ear? Or somewhere else, yeah? Okay.
bigot.
Before you came here, your idea of a cultural evening was running around with someone's head on a pole.
Who had the audacity to think that women fancied him.
I can admire the perfection of the female form without having to throw me leg over it, of course.
But in Rossiter's hands, you came to love his character.
He acted with his body. I gave him the words, but he punctuated it with exclamations and reactions and all that sort of thing.
Oh, Slim, that kiss has opened the floodgates. My whole being's yearning for you.
No, you...
I wrote for the character that I had created, but then Len took the character over and I was writing for Len. And then Len would say to me, Eric, you wouldn't say that. I thought, wait a minute, I've created this character. Now you're telling me you wouldn't say it?
Well, go on, Rigsby.
Maggie, I'm going to kiss you as you've never been kissed.
One theme central to the comedy was Rigsby's uneasy relationship with Philip, his newest lodger and self-professed African prince.
In my country, if a man was in your position, he'd get the wood of the love tree. He would burn it outside the girl's hut, and when she smelt the smoke, she would appear at the door.
Just like that?
Just like that.
The was my first job, and Leonard took me under his wing and told me that if I said the line this way, it would be funny. If I said it the way I wanted to say it, nobody'd laugh. And he was right.
What was all that about?
I've given Rigsby some love wood. He's going to burn it outside Ruth's hut.
Would it work?
I shouldn't think so. It came off the wardrobe.
And you saw Philip using Rigsby's bigotry against himself.
What on earth's that?
This is a piece of wood.
I can see that, Mr. Rigsby. Stop wafting it around. You'll start a fire.
I'll start a fire, all right, Miss Jones. Have you noticed anything yet?
Yes, the most appalling smell.
When I first watched it, I can remember laughing so much that I was actually really in pain.
Well, this is one how you can't cleanse, Miss Jones.
What do you say about that?
It's a timeless TV show.
Rising Damp, ITV laughter at its loudest. And over the years, there have been many other comedy shows that broke the mould, from Benny Hill to Spitting Image.
So who better to talk us through the best of ITV comedy than a man who's served up more than a few laughs himself? We asked Al Murray, the man behind The Pub Landlord, to tell us what shows he thinks really raised the bar.
Use your voice. Over the years, ITV has come up with some of the most watched sitcoms and comedy shows in British television history. Honest, just look at their output from the 70s. You've got Man About the House, Doctor in the House, Bless This House. Basically, if it had a house in it, ITV would stick a laugh track on it and you'd be away.
Daddy?
Yes, what? Well...
Don't tell me. Someone's given you a ticket for Top of the Pops.
But for me, the 80s is the golden age of ITV comedy.
Georgina!
The New Statesman.
Whop in, big bitch. It's Alan Rosterman Bastardia. Check out the love power, girl. Well, what time did you get back from lunch then?
If anyone ever tells you that ITV comedies lack bite, then just think of Sunday nights when Rick Mail let loose in the world of politics.
Remember the Falklands, Gov? Indeed I do. I made a fortune.
This isn't someone going, Thatcher in a weedy voice. This was full-scale political anarchy.
Let us seize this opportunity to focus all of our energies and all of our finances into making English the sole compulsory language of Europe by the end of the millennium. No, solid, by next Wednesday afternoon at the very latest.
Girls on Top. What a show.
Girls on Top.
A British female comedy supergroup. Tracy Ullman, French and Saunders, Ruby Wax. All he needs, Victoria Wood, Sue from The Sooty Show, and that girl off The Office, and you'd have a full house. This was a sitcom that was truly ahead of its time.
It's that time of month again, and I don't mean the big red P.
It was women behaving badly before men even thought of behaving badly. Women at the centre of British comedy and confident being there. For my money, though, the greatest product of ITV's comedy output in the 80s was, of course, the soaring mega-stardom of Dame Edna Everett. They say in comedy that the simple ideas are the best, and this is a very simple idea.
It's in the form of a talk show. It's really a monologue interrupted by a total stranger.
Basically, you've got a host who's a man dressed as a woman. Everyone knows he's a man dressed as a woman, but they go along with the idea that actually he's a woman.
If you don't believe that, you can come up and poke your finger in me. Be a rude shock for both of us, I think.
And they get some stars on. But he ends up making them not look like the star, and he ends up the star.
That sounds a little bit self-satisfied now. It's Cliff's turn, Mary.
A female chat show host with balls.
You were born, really, in I suppose it was a slum.
Oh, yes, without question, yeah. Nothing unusual about that, I think.
Hands up the slum dwellers.
There's nothing like a dame. ITV comedy. The very best in beautiful British laughs. Cheers!
Back to the countdown now. And at 20, it's the show which changed Saturday morning kids' TV forever.
This was broke the mould, really. Controlled chaos, yeah.
But it was a fantastic time. I mean, it was one of the greatest times of my life. Just in terms of the crack we had.
So exciting as a kid to see an adult behaving more stupid than you do. It had that total feeling of anarchy. Kids would be standing around in the back going, I don't know, was that supposed to happen?
What did that great painter Vincent van Gogh say when he just cut off his own ear? Pardon? Pardon is correct!
Chris was quite a loose cannon. He would be in the middle of doing something and then would get this urge that he had to go and throw a bucket. And he would just do it.
Well, I think we can clear that up, isn't it? And I smelled strongly of custard for 7 years. My car smelt of custard. My entire life smelled of custard.
Alongside the dodgy gags and shambolic sketches, Tiswas also featured a young impressionist from the West Midlands.
Lenny Henry used to do this impression called Trevor McDonald.
Good morning. It's great to be back.
Chris Tarrant called me up and he said there's this guy who does an impression of you on the television.
I appear to have a frog in my throat.
Will you come up and surprise him? And I was a bit wary of it, but I decided to take the plunge.
A suicidal Japanese fighter pilot crashed his plane. Pardon?
And Lenny Henry was a picture of astonishment. And even a man like him, who always has a number of words at his fingertips, was momentarily so baffled that he couldn't find the right thing to say.
Well, good morning, Daddy.
Trevor McDonald sits down.
No water, no water.
And then, of course, he knows that a bucket's coming.
Says he's certain that the man will pull through.
He holds this piece of paper up like this, as if that will be enough, you know, to fend off the bucket of water. He was such a good sport.
At
At 19, it's 70s TV cops Regan and Carter, the tyre-screeching, gun-toting hard men of the flying squad who'd stop at nothing to nail a villain.
Do the business for us, George.
Well, where are you going?
Into battle.
I really love the Sweeney.
Get your vest on, Sid. Your knees.
The language,
I am utterly and abjectly pissed off.
the grittiness of it. The Sweeney was #1 for me. And for all boys, real lads, TV, all wanted to be driving the fast car.
The Sweeney was the first police who was ever to get out on the streets, which gave us a great freedom. You could see the car crashes. People weren't in an office talking about what was going on. We could show it.
My name's Regan, Flying Squad. I think you better stop.
The Flying Squad, the Sweeney Todd, were a group of detectives, and their jobs were to whirl around the Greater London Police District, sort of apprehending people trying to tip over banks and security trucks and things like that.
The Sweeney took me by surprise. I was used to the plod dramas, hello, 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 but they were real life.
Where the hell is he? I think he went over there, Gov. What are you doing standing around looking like a motorway breakfast? Get going!
And my goodness, unlike the Mounties, they hardly ever got their man.
How'd you get on, Jack? Badly. The jury threw it out.
You're joking.
At first, the police, their official line was they weren't very happy with it at all because we were gung-ho, going in, smashing down doors, pulling guns on people and stuff like that.
No way.
Then they realised that it was quite handy for the public to understand that the police were as tough as the villains.
If it takes me 10 years, I'll find you and I'll kill you. Now, that's a promise.
It was difficult to tell the difference between the police and the villains. Regan and Carter were one step up from being the crooks. But that's why we loved them.
It's all over.
Stay tuned for plenty more ITV hits after the break.
Is it because I was black?
ITV's most popular shows have reflected the changing face of women in modern Britain, from Band of Gold to Bad Girls, Life Begins to Footballers' Wives.
And the next two shows in our countdown brought us some of the most groundbreaking female characters in the history of British television.
I was a detective chief inspector at Hammersmith Police Station, one of 3 women detective chief inspectors in the Metropolitan Police. And there was a colleague who said, could you meet this writer and help her with a television series called Prime Suspect?
Guess what? I'm going to be on television.
Opportunity knocks?
No.
Linda Lepant would always say to me that I was like a sponge. She said, you just soaked me up.
Listen, I like to be called governor or the boss. I don't like ma'am. I'm not the bloody queen, so take your pick.
My life was slightly unmanageable. You know, I drank too much, I smoked too much, I worked too much. So to offload it to Linda Lepant was a bit like therapy, to be honest.
Well, thanks a lot. You know, I broke my neck trying to get
So
here.
it's you, isn't it, Jane? You. You don't care about anything else.
I do know from my work in the theatre that it's the flaws in a character that always make them interesting. And the trouble with a lot of female roles is that they're not allowed to be flawed. They're the tart with a heart of gold, or they're the wonderful mother, but they never have real complexity. And Jane Tennyson does.
Everyone's ready.
Yeah? Well, I'm not.
One of the things that made it so exciting to watch was that the detective was a totally believable, strong woman.
How do you feel about your boyfriend picking up prostitutes?
You're pushing your luck, lady. I'm going to lodge a formal complaint to whoever's in charge. You've got no right.
I have every right, Miss Henson. I'm now in charge of this investigation.
But with a vulnerability to her that she would let show kind of occasionally. And I think that's one of the things that made her so appealing, was that she wasn't just an iron lady.
This case is being taken over by DCI Tennyson.
For Jane Tennyson, the hardest battle often wasn't catching the criminals, but convincing her male colleagues that she was the woman for the job.
My theory is that one of the reasons it was so successful is that it was a great relief for a certain section of women in the workforce.
That bitch is scared stiff, that's our problem.
Oh, at last someone's showing what I've been through.
She badmouths it and makes sure Nicholas gets screwed off a skinny dyke arse.
You don't think she is one, do you?
Do me a favour, what bloke could fancy that?
And I think a lot of men went, gulp. Gosh, I thought that was all a bit funny, but now I realise actually it wasn't that funny.
You know, there is a 12-week residential course I could send you on that is specially designed to help you appreciate cultural sensitivities.
I'd prefer amputation.
Yeah, well, that's not what you need cutting off.
Next, drama with a kick.
Right. Where is it?
Where's what?
The body.
The body?
One of the things I love about the Avengers is from the minute the music starts, there's that dramatic da-da-da-da. Hang on to your sofa. The roller coaster ride starts here.
I'll tell you the most important thing. It was the first time ever on television that a female had played such a dominant role.
Are you on the gang too?
Oh, sure she is. This is Kathy.
And in those days, a woman was somebody who stayed at home, did the knitting or changed the diapers. You didn't have a woman coming in and...
Kathy Gale in The Avengers. She was the first woman on television who'd been allowed to be intellectually the equal of the man.
He's fair-minded, aggressive, strong sense of right.
My brief to the writers was to write both characters as though they were men. And then my job would be to decide which scenes would go to Patrick McNeil, which scenes would go to Honor Blackman.
Well, it's not hard to see why. If a story like that got about, it'd be a laughing stock.
You better get back before you're missed by your young friend.
I was kind of too young to remember Honor Blackman as Kathy Gale in the first series. I kind of locked onto it when suddenly there was this amazing, bendy action hero called Emma Peel. She was gorgeous. From a female standpoint, she was probably my first crush. Of course, it wasn't always to be that way.
Emma Peel, Diana Rigg, was everything I wanted to be.
She dressed to look fantastically sexy in the catsuits and everything, but also for maximum ease of shopping and violence. She was a great character, and she did it all with a secret smile.
She was a feminist, and yet she was sexy and soft. And then, of course, the unrequited affair between her and Steed.
Yeah, I would have remembered.
It was never going to happen.
Hey, Steve, have you been having hallucinations?
They never got it together, and quite rightly so. They should never have got it together.
Steve, you ever heard of finding a body under a bearskin? Bearskin?
But it did set a standard in that way out fantasy world.
A woman's body.
Of attractive men and beautiful women and loony villains. It was wonderful. I loved it.
I'll handle this personally.
Time now for the ITV game show that conquered the world.
Well, this is how it works.
Tell you what, this has got to be the best show on television. None.
The test of a great show is if you can walk past the TV with it on. And I find that I can never walk past the TV if Who Wants to Be a Millionaire is on.
So right.
It's just immediately gripping.
Please, please, please.
You just won 16,000.
I don't think there's a quiz show that has the same tension that that show has.
When it first came out, what did you think? The old devils. So why didn't you go for it? Oh, don't do this to me, please.
The drama comes from the music, the lighting, those pauses.
You've just won 8,000.
The clever mechanism in that show was, whilst you could win big,
Just won £125,000. You just won £250,000.
you could also lose big.
You just lost £218,000. When you know somebody for a seriously life-changing sum of money is about to give you a completely wrong answer, it is horrible.
Carlisle.
Not York.
No, I rode to York.
No. Is that your final answer? Take your time. You can walk away with 125,000.
No, that's what I thought.
I mean, I'm just doing what you're doing at home, going, for God's sake. I am. I'm watching a car crash. You've just lost 93,000.
The money was so huge. Before then, game shows, what did they have? Like £10,000 at the most. Then all of a sudden, from £10,000, it jumps up to £1 million.
But by late 2000, the show had been on the air for 2 years without anyone going home £1 million richer. That was until Judith Keppel climbed into the hot seat.
You can walk away now with £500,000. You might as well have a little peep at the question, because otherwise it'll nag you forever.
Well, I didn't think of the value of the money exactly. It was almost like a score more than a value. I think it's worth going for.
It's up to you.
I'm going to say Henry II.
And I've looked down and thought, I'm about to tell this person they just won £1 million. And there is no pleasure on earth to compare with it. It's like, yes.
One of those four is worth £1 million. Three of them would cost Judith Keppel £468,000.
I may go to commercial break before I tell them.
Find out what the right answer is in a couple of minutes.
The commercial breaks last as long as a commercial break. I sat in my chair, completely alone. Trouble is, when you're at that moment and you can lose £468,000, you'd rather begin to doubt your own name.
She had £500,000. She could have walked away with that.
But I was fairly confident I'd done it, actually. But it was quite unnerving.
You've just won £1 million! £1 million!
Who Wants to Be a Millionaire is just one ITV success story that's been seen all over the world. But it's also worked the other way. Some of ITV's most exciting shows started out in countries like America and Australia.
We've seen some real tough characters, up for anything, butch as they come.
Yes, I loved the A-Team.
Actually, no, I'm talking about Prisoner Cell Block H. We asked comedian Joe Pasquale to remind us of some of his favourite foreign friends on ITV.
You know, when I was a kid, I think ITV gave me a first glimpse of a life that I was never, ever going to experience living in Essex. Now, the A-Team was set up as a gang of Vietnam vets. Now, that's a little bit weird, because I never once saw them, like, delivering a calf or neutering a cat. What sort of vets were they?
We're coming in, Jack. Now get the first aid kit before you have to use it on yourself.
And one of the best things about these shows, they all came with their own catchphrases that we'd all be talking about in the playground the next day, you know, like, book him, Dano. Ah, grasshopper. What you talking about, Willis? My best one I was good at, right, was Skippy. All you have to do was go. The only problem was at school the next day, everybody would just say that I was a bit divvy and had a speech impediment. There was a kangaroo with real balls. Well, until Paul Burrell ate them on I'm a Celebrity. What a way to go. ITV in the 70s was full of fantastic shows that us kids would want to watch, like The $6 Million Man.
We have separation. Roger. I've got a blowout. Neighbor 3. Flight comm, I can't hold it. She's breaking up. She's breaking...
She's breaking up? What? Was he on a mobile phone? Why don't he phone her back later when he's not driving the rocket?
We can rebuild him.
We have the technology to make the world's first bionic man.
We have the technology.
Steve Austin will be that man.
We can make him better than he was.
Better than he was before.
Better.
Better.
Stronger.
Stronger.
Faster.
Faster. You know, it cost $6 million to put Steve Austin right. Who done the operation? Elton John? You know, I always felt it was a bit of a shame that they never combined Charlie's Angels with the Incredible Hulk, because then you get really beautiful crime fighters that when they got angry, they just rip their clothes off.
Don't make me angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
Yes, Dr. David Banner was on the run trying to find a cure for his condition. He found one very early on in the series, but the hospital quoted him $6 million for the operation. was the same surgeon that worked on Steve Austin. I loved Baywatch. Those long flowing locks, those tanned bodies, those magnificent breasts. David Hasselhoff was great, wasn't he?
1, 2, 3. He's all right.
The thing that puzzled me about Baywatch, how come they always manage to save so many people running so slowly?
Hey, how you doing? You look like you need a rest.
I need a vacation. So there you are. My favourite tidbits from ITV's menu of imported shows. Yeah, we all know that homegrown is best, but a little bit of what you fancy every now and then don't do anybody any harm. Or did it?
Back to the countdown now, and there's a really dodgy geezer at number 15.
You got the script on the Friday before the Monday when you started, and actually just reading it at the weekend was a joy.
I'm Arthur Daly of West London, not Mother Teresa of Calcutta.
The fact you were going to do it was wonderful, but just reading it was heaven.
If you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs.
You'll be on a nice little earner in the end, my son.
Minder was also the first time that word of it. People said, Minder? What's this mean? Bouncer, you mean?
Oh, yeah, that and all, just for the first week.
You go, it's minder.
There's only one good minder in London, and that is Terry McCann.
Now everybody's got a minder. In those days, it was purely a word that was used underground, you know, he's his minder.
Well, that's one problem taken care of.
And now the royalty have all got minders instead of bodyguards.
The reason why that we all loved Minder is because we all know someone like Arthur Daly.
Scotch. Loch Aim. Loch Aim? Jews say that.
Yeah, that is for discerning Jewish Scotch drinkers. I cater for all palates.
We all know someone that can get you the dodgy watch or dodgy VHS.
Oh, this could be your lucky day. Would you be interested in 8 gross of cigarillos? Argentina, actually. But, you know, with the political backlash, a bit difficult to shift them.
Some of the ridiculous things he took on. Water-damaged umbrellas and frost-damaged freezers.
Trainers, Harry, trainers.
Got flaming great studs, see?
So's the other one.
I mean, who thinks them up?
Wait to see Daly's boat race. Be on the old trombone in 2 minutes.
I love the rhyming slang on Minder. Trouble and strife, wife. Get a Ruby down your Gregory. Ruby Murray, Curry, Gregory Peckneck.
So shall we to the nearest rubber dump?
And I love the relationship between George Cole and Dennis Waterman.
The return of the prodigal. What more can I say?
How about goodbye?
Same old Terry, still likes a little joke.
Actors are supposed to want close-ups. But we'd say to the director, it's up to you, you're directing it, but I promise you, when you come to cutting it, the one you will use is us in 2-shot, where you can see us both reacting to each other.
I need you because you are the only person on this planet that I can really and truly trust.
Now, don't do this.
What?
This.
What's this?
What you're doing.
What am I doing?
That.
Terry McCann was the long-suffering minder for 7 series, but when he'd finally had enough, in stepped Gary Webster as Arthur's nephew Ray.
We were doing 2 episodes in Australia, and we were filming in Sydney, and the Queen was on a state visit. And the crew had asked if we could stop and watch the Queen go by. So we were on the side amongst the crowds, and we do swear blind that the Queen did double take. And she shows me she drove past. That was Arthur Daly, and then she drove off. I'll see you in hell.
You wish.
Footballers' Wives, the pot noodle of contemporary television. Yes, you know you shouldn't, but you just do.
From the word go, that show, I was hooked. It's the dynasty of its era.
There was a zeitgeist element to it. It was of its time. That absolutely insatiable demand for C-list celebrities.
They had to bring out a show, really, because every day you open a newspaper, it's about a footballer or a footballer's wife. They're just taken over the media completely. I mean, not that I'm saying that Footballer's Wives, the TV show, is actually like real life. You wouldn't see Tanya with her marigolds on scrubbing the floor, as I was this morning.
Now that's just filthy talk.
I love it so much. It's just so far-fetched. The more far-fetched it got, the more I loved it.
I remember getting the giggles terribly on the day of the wedding.
terribly. The theme was Disney with the dwarves, and I remember seeing Gary Lucy riding up on the horse. I just thought, oh my goodness, poor Gary, he was wearing the cape.
Jesus Christ.
Let's face it, weddings are meant to be like that. Everyone wants to be a princess for the day, and Chardonnay certainly was.
There was a lot of comparisons at the time to the Beckham's wedding, and that was a little bit unfortunate, really, because the way the press had kind of put an angle on it, it was like we were taking the mickey, which obviously we weren't.
I want to believe that people live like that. I want to be invited to a wedding like that.
It's escapism, and that's why people watch it, and that's why people enjoy it, and it's different to everything else on the TV.
The clothes are over the top, the houses are over the top, the script beggars belief.
Jesus!
We used to see a script, you pick it up and think, oh, they can't be doing that, you know, but they do, and their storylines just get more and more extreme, really.
It's everything you want a television drama to be, everything I want a television drama to be. It's the debauchery dressed in Gucci. That's fabulous.
Now, even 20 years ago, television didn't really know what to do when the kids were at school and Dad was at work. But our lives have changed, and so has ITV. Where would we be these days without daytime television? So, at 13, a show that makes us all want to stay at home with its blend of advice, recipes...
Very good presenters.
Makeovers, celebrity guests...
Truly great presenters.
Gossips, phone-ins...
Really brilliant presenters.
Yes, and brilliant presenters. In case you hadn't guessed, at number 13, it's This Morning.
Is it?
Are you happy now?
Yes.
Yes, it's the show that revolutionised our morning viewing habits and created lifestyle TV. When it started, it was so different and it looked bright and exciting.
Welcome to Liverpool's Albert Dock. My name is Richard Madeley and this is my wife, Judy Finnegan.
Hello.
Oh, morning.
And having a husband and wife team, just never heard of before.
Is it OK if I, Ali, does the show with you today?
What, looking like that? I'm afraid not.
Is it because I's black?
I think This Morning is a fixture of British television. I mean, you can't do 17 or 18 years of something without it becoming a very important brand. And I think people trust it.
We didn't even make the bedroom.
What did you say the only side effect
The only side effect was carpet burns on Kathy's back.
It's a kind of 2-hour show that can sustain almost anything. It's like an elastic. It'll accept and contain anything.
Today is a special edition of This Morning. We've cancelled all the commercial breaks so that we can pay a fitting tribute to Diana at the end of a grindingly awful week.
People interacted with the programme because they felt able to pick up the phone and talk directly to the programme.
We'll start off with Sally from Tyne Wear. Morning, Sally.
Morning.
The most famous call I think we ever had. The woman said that her husband was abusing her.
My husband was okay before we got married, and then as soon as we got married, he started beating me up.
We said, get out. And she said, I can't. He locks me in.
What? You're locked in your house?
Yeah.
And that's when ITV as a network gets focused right down to that sharp pinprick between one woman and a woman on the phone.
I think you honestly have to ring the police and tell them that you are locked in the house.
Get out now. We'll be waiting for you when you get out. Now, you tell me where else that happens. It doesn't happen anywhere else.
To This Morning. To This Morning.
You.
And to the team.
We've got to go, I'm afraid. That's it for today. Indeed, finally from us.
But when Richard and Judy left after 13 years in charge, there was a serious question mark as to whether the show could survive without them. Step forward, Fern and Phil.
Good morning. It now has got a new personality. It has a new couple at the helm. It is a very, very happy programme.
We're going to get fired. I know.
It's an important part of breastfeeding mothers' days, of school children who aren't well and want to lie on the sofa and watch rubbish for a couple of hours. I don't mean rubbish, I mean entertaining, informative stuff, of course. But I hope it'll be there for a long time.
Ladies and gentlemen, there has been a serious incident on this train. Your cooperation and your patience would be appreciated.
A script came through my door. My agent said to me it's police drama.
Why do you need to know that? Just routine, sir.
My heart sank. A police drama. How many more police dramas are we going to do? And I remember on the first page there was a line.
I rehearsed the death of my father for years.
I rehearsed the death of my father for years. And I
thought, what is that? And then the guy starts to throw out Spinoza.
Spinoza. Locke. Freud. End of lecture.
Cracker was one of the shows I made an appointment for. I don't know Miss Cracker, and I think a lot of people did.
Who are you? My name's Fitz. I'm a psychologist.
It happens sometimes. Something comes along that fits the actor perfectly, and that for Robbie Coltrane was Cracker.
Suppose you're expecting a tip.
Yeah.
Left your dahlias in the autumn.
Let's throw every single fault that we possibly can at him. Let's make him an alcoholic, chain cigarette smoking, womanizer.
And you gamble as well.
Yes. I like it.
What can we think of? Let's just give him everything.
Women, eh?
You are being asked to follow a dysfunctional, socially inept character. And Fitz had many flaws to his character, but he knew how people behaved.
She's dismissed you the way every woman has always dismissed you. Well, you show her. And even the train's urging you on. Kill the bitch, kill the bitch, kill the bitch, kill the bitch! Is that how it was?
It's you who needs the psychologist.
What made Cracker so good was Jimmy McGovern. Jimmy McGovern's scripts. When you get a writer that good, you want him to sit and watch rushes and go, that's what I wanted.
Cracker was never afraid to shock its audience. And never more so than when Robert Carlyle played a serial killer unhinged by the death of his father. The trail of murder even included one of the show's central characters.
That was one of the triumphs of Cracker, is that it never took the predictable route.
This is evidence. This is a dying man's statement.
It was a realistic take on the world, and the world does not run along predictable lines. So killing off one of your major supporting characters was audacious and said to the audience, you're not going to get what you expect.
Sir?
I think Cracker's one of the examples of television being the real National Theatre. They said, we're going to do this as if this was at the National Theatre in London, but they did it on the National Theatre in everybody's sitting room instead.
More high emotion now from the glossy 30-something series that made us laugh and cry in equal measure.
So much of television is just not believable. And I sit there going, that would never happen. They would never say that. And I did find Cold Feet believable.
Oh, did you give Adam the... Sorry, hang on. Hello?
Hey, big fella, what about this drink now?
I can't. Antenatal group.
Hang on a sec, incoming wounded.
Sorry, Lord.
Adam Williams.
It's me. All the elements of Cold Feet were they were all quite fresh and new, and the way that it was shot and the way it was written.
What difference will 5 minutes make?
5 minutes, blimey, before playing all.
It was all these 6 incredibly flawed human beings.
What? I said I'm not into threesomes!
All trying to do their best in life and failing dismally.
I'll just be right here.
For the Cold Feeters, the best laid plans invariably went belly up. Like when Jenny found herself with Adam as her only companion during childbirth, while hapless hubby Pete was still hot-footing it from the golf course.
Tell me what you can see.
No, really, Jen, the view from here is just fine.
Get down the bed, you tosser!
It was sweaty, but hopefully it was funny too. You know, I had so many prosthetics and everything else on.
Remember your breathing.
And grown men with ladders standing between my legs. People said, oh, was it really like giving birth? Well, obviously it wasn't. Nothing came out, I'm glad to say. That would have been embarrassing.
I'm sorry! I'm so sorry! I didn't mean... Jenny! I'm sorry! God, thank God I'm here! Thank God I'm here!
It was about late 20s, 30s people. They were doing things that we were all doing in our lives, whether it's getting married, relationships, divorce, babies.
It wasn't patronising, it was intelligent and real. There was never a seemingly just happy ever after ending. And I think it was... I think people quite appreciate that.
Come on, Karen, it's a start.
David, get off! For God's sake, David, the fact that you think you've changed shows that you haven't! You are so transparent!
After 6 years of faux pas and farewells, Babies and bare buttocks, hedonism and hangovers. Time was cooled on cold feet in 2003. But the end was to leave the show's loyal fans reeling.
That moment, the car crash, is quite astounding, you know. It's just, whoa. You know, television doesn't often do that to you.
Say hello, goodbye.
10 million tuned in, hoping that Rachel would pull through.
I thought that Rachel's death was awful. I just thought it was a horrific death, but it was a good ending.
Oh my God, you felt for them. You really felt. She had gone, and then you felt for the others. We cried. You know, my wife and I, we cried. We believed these people.
Just keep telling yourself it's only a TV show. It's only a TV show,
It's
right?
only a TV show.
Okay, calm down.
Just time to grab a tissue and compose yourself, and when we come back, we're into the top 10 of ITV's 50 greatest shows.
Happy 50th birthday, ITV! And many more.
Here's to another 50.
Television history. We've already seen 40 historic shows come and go in tonight's countdown.
Yep, the top 10 is almost upon us, but before we find out what you've chosen, let's remind ourselves of the remarkable ITV cast list that you've witnessed so far.
The top 10 starts with a question.
Do you have a copy of Anything Decent by Jeffrey Archer? You do? You lying bastard.
Yes, at number 10, it's TV satire at its funniest and most savage, courtesy of the puppets from Spitting Image.
Spitting Image is just one of my favourite programmes. I think it's sorely missed now because they were so irreverent.
And run through points 1 to 74. What we have here is... could be a hippo.
They would say things that nobody else seemed to be daring to say, and because they were puppets, they were getting away with it.
Just cut it in a style that will be universally popular.
Certainly, madam.
They sent me up rotten.
Hello. Tonight on the South Bank Show, I'll be saying a few words at the beginning to introduce a piece of film and then going down the pub.
This voice used to say, and now, the South Bank Show. Please do not forget to turn off your sets.
Hello, viewers. This is Melvin. Disregard that last announcement. Don't switch off, either of you.
Wake up, you blithering idiot! You've made another balls up in Europe.
Jeffrey's made a balls up. Each week there was about 5 minutes of topical stuff filmed on Sunday morning, edited in the afternoon and transmitted in the evening. I think we were the first people to do that.
Are you manufacturing arms in here?
Oh, no! No! We used to rely a lot on having terrific puppeteers. But when it got a voice, the voices were absolutely crucial.
Tonight, oh, Jeremy, isn't he lovely?
Yes, I am.
The caricature of a voice is crueler than a visual one, actually, because they can really get under your skin.
You know, Spitting Image portrayed me as someone who is out of touch, someone who has no humanity.
Steve Nallen's Margaret Thatcher voice. Sometimes he'd use 4 of Thatcher's rehearsed voices in one sentence. From the gentle housewife to the screaming militaristic witch.
Well, the truth is, I care. I care a great deal. I care, and don't you ever forget it!
The way they got away with what they did with the royal family was the most surprising thing.
Have you thought then of a way of like making the royal family kind of like more popular? Like?
Yes, I have actually.
Oh yeah.
I had a wonderful time working on it. Lovely crew, and the only snack for me was there weren't enough cookies.
Even the Queen Mum, national institution, you can't poke fun at the Queen Mum, but there she was, this drinking gran.
Oh, look, it's that woman from the tennis!
They got away with it.
One thing we weren't allowed to do was to have Princess Margaret and the Queen Mum in a drinking competition, which the Queen Mum was going to win, but they just wouldn't have it.
Don't get lost.
It would have been wonderful.
Next, the TV talent show reinvented for the 21st century.
Every so often, a show will come out and you will go out down the pub and the show that you've watched will be the talking point the rest of your Saturday night. Pop Idol was one of those.
It's a great opportunity for new talent. I wish that was around when I started.
The net was cast wide in the search for that new talent, starting with 7,000 auditions.
And the boy of rocks, the light was gone. Give me your love in me heart.
I'm not being rude, but you have the worst verse I've heard in my life.
Okay.
The fascination was just how many people had this incredible self-belief that they really were hugely talented, were going to be very famous,
Stay in the YMCA.
without any talent whatsoever.
You're meant to enjoy. You can hang out with all the boys.
I think we got the picture.
And then you got the amazing people that walked through the door.
What is your name?
I just want to say first, I have a stammer, you know, so I'm finding it hard.
What you saw on TV was only a small part of how difficult that audition was. We had to edit it down because it went on a lot longer.
Just relax.
Okay, cheers, thank you.
It was painful.
My name's Gareth Gates.
And then he sang.
Everybody's looking for that something. Just one thing.
And you knew that they'd discovered someone pretty special and he's gonna last the course.
For all the hopefuls, following the pop idol dream meant surviving the scrutiny of the judges, and in particular, the rudest man in pop, Simon Cowell.
Pop Idol is a shortcut to stardom. You can go from obscurity to household name and a millionaire within 3 months.
Oh, God.
Along the way, you've got to take a little bit of criticism.
I didn't think it was anywhere good enough.
That's not a bad deal, is it?
Honestly, it was bad.
His excuse is, I'm just being honest and I'm telling them what you're all thinking at home.
You had a chance to shine. You totally didn't. That's it.
Which to a certain extent is right, but then other times, you know, he does a lot of it for effect.
He must lie in bed.
Yeah, I'm sure he does.
You know, I want a Ferrari and you're like a Skoda.
Yeah,
I'll keep that one.
Yeah, I love that
Actually, that's one of my favourite songs of all time. Not anymore.
Come on, baby, light my fire.
But one aspiring pop idol refused to be intimidated by the Cowell scowl. Step forward the previously unheralded William Young.
Fire!
William. Distinctly average.
It was a brilliant moment of TV.
I just spoke as I felt, so you do the same.
Yeah. Thank you. Posh boy suddenly stood up and went, you know, no, you cannot say that, Mr. Cowell.
It is your opinion. I don't agree with it. I don't think it was average. I don't think you could ever call that average.
And then he just went from strength to strength to strength.
I know my dad would have been sitting there going, "Not taking that, my boy." Annabelle, get the shotgun.
And 11 weeks later, it was Will battling it out with the bookies' hot favourite Gareth in the grand final.
Amazing studio, the final. Probably the most intense and excited studio we've ever been in.
Half of Britain were watching this. Who's going to win? Who's going to win? And we were waiting. We didn't know. We were waiting for Ant and Dec to tell us.
This is it. Time's up. The moment the nation has been waiting for. We have the results.
I remember coming into our ear and I looked at Declan and we both kind of went, oh, don't make it obvious.
He went, don't look so surprised.
Yeah. The winner of Pop Idol is Will.
And when Will did that shot of him, just a really electric bit of telly, and it was a pleasure to be a part of it.
One of the reasons I love the Muppets is that we all watched it together. My mum, my dad, my brothers.
It's time to play the music.
It's time to light the lights.
It's time to meet the Muppets.
All ages, all cultures could connect with the Muppets.
It's time to dress up right.
Knock them down, stand them up, vaudeville, basically, that's what it was.
It's time to get things started on the most sensational, inspirational, celebrational.
Well, you know, my role on The Muppet Show was to introduce the acts and to get out of the way as quickly as possible, which is a lot harder than it looks.
Who's playing in the theater?
As a matter of fact, I think I still may have footprints on my back to prove it.
Hey, that opening number bombed.
Well, no bombing in the theater.
I loved Bunsen, the mad scientist.
Dr. Bunsen Honeydew here at Muppet Labs, where the future is being made today.
Who was forever exploding beaker.
Swedish Chef, wonderful stuff.
The unrequited love between Miss Piggy and Kermit.
Kermit, I make a wonderful mother someday.
Fozzie Bear, who was an idiot, and Animal was a mentalist.
My memory of working on the show is laughing. We used to laugh all the time. And if two of you working a puppet, you would be very, very close. One person doing one hand, one person doing another. If it wasn't uncomfortable, probably it was wrong.
After all, I am an important bear. I am capable.
The Muppets are puppets? That's the silliest thing I've ever heard. Who ever heard of such a thing? We better move on to another question.
Kermit, is it always like this on the show?
Oh, how do you mean?
Well, all this craziness.
Oh, well, this is actually a rather quiet show for us. No unforeseen disasters so far. Hurry up, guys!
The access they got to the biggest stars was quite unbelievable, really. You know, the big stars at that time would drop everything just to appear on the Muppet Show. On the Muppet Show and poke fun at themselves.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2,
you know, I was sometimes nervous meeting some of those big stars, but it was actually quite easy to get them on the show. It's really simple. You just don't tell them what show they're going to be on, and by the time they get there, it's just too late. They're stuck.
Fantastic. And did you notice that Kermit's aging well, isn't he?
Plastic surgery.
No.
Yeah, around the eyes, you can
hard
tell.
work?
Yeah, work.
Well, I never knew that. At number 7, we've got a truly arresting programme, a drama series that really lays down the law. It tells the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
It's a police series, isn't it?
I'm afraid I can't divulge that information, madam. All right, it's The Bill.
Right, you're nicked.
What I love about The Bill, this is a show that's around for 20-odd years on policing stories.
All units from Sierra Oscar 5. Suspect now towards the Lena Road.
Not like Coronation Street or any of the other soaps that can bring different families into it. You know, we just have a limited cast that tells stories about policing and about crime.
What The Bill does is it grabs you because the drama is, you know, really, really exciting. And I think that's why we get 9 million viewers.
Nearly got the job there.
What The Bill is doing extremely well is actually reflecting the way the police force is now. It's addressing all sorts of issues that are very, very relevant to today and very relevant to today's police force.
Don't believe in all that positive discrimination rubbish, do you?
I'm sitting here with the evidence. It's like you jumped the queue because of where you're from.
What? Islington. I really like television where things are well done, and The Bill is so incredibly well done.
All units from DCI Meadows, attack, attack, attack.
When you think how many episodes they're filming at once, it's on twice a week, sometimes 3 times a week, all such good stories.
We produced, this year it's going to be 98 hours of location drama.
Sir, a dog in the street, about 20 or so youths.
It's almost all on the streets of London. We have 3, 4, 5, sometimes 6 film crews out at any one time. And that's pretty unique. And we do stunts and explosions and special effects. It's not all 2 characters sitting in a car talking.
The Bill has been an ITV stalwart since 1984. But in recent years, a bold combination of larger-than-life characters and racy storylines have seen the show's popularity hit new heights.
It's changed enormously. It's a very different animal to when we started. That's why it's been so successful, in that it hasn't been afraid to change with the times and to modernise.
If you ever tell a living soul that I'm not Gabriel Kemp, I'll kill you, Jim. I swear to God, I'll kill you.
I think I've surprised a few people that I can play a nasty character.
All units from Sierra Oscar.
My mother in particular, but she said I look lovely in uniform, so that's all that matters, really. Well, come on, Sarge. Sounds like our boy's been busy again.
You've got to take your hat off to them. It's consistently a high standard of everything.
At number 6, it's the show where the whole nation gets the chance to see the rich and pampered put through TV hell. Just for our entertainment.
It's quite a ridiculous concept for a television show. Don't pretend celebrities in the jungle and make them do trials for food. It's ridiculous.
It's a rat, I think.
Having to top the last series each time, which is good viewing.
It's an eel.
But you don't want to be a celebrity going in about 5 years' time. It's like, we're going to chop your leg off. We're actually going to saw it off. There's no anaesthetic. You up for it? You up for that bush tucker trial?
Oh, my God.
The bush tucker trials were the most horrific thing I've ever done in my life.
Oh, my God.
You're full of fear. Then you think, God, I'm so hungry. Oh, I'll do anything just to eat.
Snakes.
It's a snake.
I hate snakes.
It's a snake.
And they were there, weren't they?
Take it easy.
I'm afraid you saw me at my rawest.
Bush oysters. They've got another name.
No.
Kangaroo testicles.
And yet, at my bravest. I don't know if I can do this.
A lot of them, I can't even watch them do it. I mean, you saw our faces watching Paul Burrell do it. Yes, we were laughing a little bit. But a lot of the time, it turns your stomach.
You're right.
Excuse me.
I couldn't believe all the arguing.
No, Sarah, stop it.
Finished!
God, when the Swiss Family Robinson became Lord of the Flies and I was Piggy...
I can't survive in here on my own!
I was really quite shocked.
I've now been told to off by Tara.
A lot of the people now who I was in there with, they're still not talking to one another.
In vino veritas.
Justine, just shut the up for once.
Christina Hamilton still, I don't think, is talking to Tara Tomkinson. Tara certainly isn't talking to Darren.
I hope I stay, I hope you leave, you deserve to!
But even the most violent jungle infighting was nothing compared to the ferocity of the stars' collective anger when they turned on the show itself in the Great Sausage Rebellion of 2003.
I have a group of celebrities shouting at me saying I have deliberately given them sausages that are too small. It's like, I so haven't.
One sausage does not constitute a main meal. No spud. People ask us why we take the mick out of them when we're out there. Because they're acting stupid.
This show, as far as I'm aware, and I'd like to speak to my agent tomorrow morning.
I want to speak to my agent in the morning.
You're risking your whole reputation for another sausage.
Those very sausages join us now live in the studio.
Yes.
Those sausages.
Caused a lot of bother. Got anything to say for yourselves? Get it into perspective.
It's ridiculous.
I thought as much. Your silence is damning.
Great stuff. Celebrities, we build them up with the likes of This Is Your Life, only to knock them back down again with I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here.
Millions of you voted for the likes of Joe Pasquale in the last series, but what have you voted ahead of it in tonight's contest? Find out which shows have made the top 5 as we come to the end of our countdown after the break.
Happy 50th birthday, ITV.
Shows where we've arrived at the cream of the crop, the top 5 ITV shows of all time, as voted by you.
And at number 5, a show that used to know a fair bit about crops itself, as well as tractors and sheep dips. Now it's more likely to be passionate midnight skinny dips. In fact, it turned out to be a real rural romp. And don't you just love it?
When I used to watch it when I was a kid, it was a very gentle, easygoing, but really entertaining afternoon soap.
Sit yourselves down. Like a cup of tea, would you?
And that's all I remembered of it, really, because I hadn't watched it for quite a number of years. And when I got the audition, I thought, well, I better check it out, you know.
Shut up! Go to hell!
I was sitting there thinking, oh, I've never seen anything like this before.
I would rather watch you die. Go!
You've got this village, you know, with all these people living in this kind of very close quarters and all of these things going on, affairs and feuds and family feuds and deaths.
Chris!
Births.
It's a girl.
Marriages, and, you know, of course it is quite heightened, the language and the situations.
What are you smirking at?
I mean, life just isn't like that. At least mine isn't. But I live vicariously through Sadie King.
What you get in Emmerdale is you do get that village feel, that they are all wrapped up in one another.
I mean, what sort of a family is that? Having to fake your own death just to make your mother notice you.
Excuse me! You've got the Tates, you've got the Kings, you have the Sugdens and the Dingles. When they come together, it's like this explosion.
And it was an explosion that changed the fortunes of the show. A mainstay of our evening viewing now, back in 1993, Emmerdale was on the verge of being axed, but the plane crash changed all that.
Look out!
And I remember actually watching the crash, and it was just unbelievable. So that's when I actually got into Emmerdale, and I haven't looked back since, really.
Well, hey!
These days, Emmerdale's an all-singing, all-dancing melting pot of mayhem, and more popular than ever.
I like Emmerdale. It's got a lot of the things that the street has, and I think it's grown and adapted quite brilliantly.
But one thing it hasn't forgotten in the last 30 years is its roots.
Well, the real star of the show, I suppose, is this backdrop of the Yorkshire Dales. You know, it's so beautiful out at the village where we shoot. And I think that it is very different to any other soap.
You're an hard woman to please, you are.
Go away. You put it on, you can just kick back and enjoy it. No, I think it's a fantastic show.
So, Emmerdale is at number 5 in our countdown, and there's more great drama coming up next.
Ever since the 50s, crime busters have been a reassuringly consistent part of the ITV schedule, from Dragnet to Poirot, The Saint to Midsummer Murders. And at number 4, a classic whodunit series that ran for 13 years, watched and loved by millions.
Is that knobhead still here?
Which one?
That superannuated policeman with a scrap heap of a car.
Yes, at number 4, it's the detective with the vintage Jaguar and old-fashioned approach to police work, the late John Thaw as the deep-thinking, beer-loving Inspector Morse.
The reason I loved it is it's something you get your teeth into, a 2-hour slice of beautifully acted, beautifully written, classy English television.
I've just been reading these notes we found with Grimshaw's things. Careful, Lewis. Reading can damage the eyes.
One of the great things about Morse was the way they maintained the storylines, which unfolded gently.
How? Because he was also standing next to Madame Probert when the shot was fired. Well, you weren't so far away yourself.
You get police dramas that are quite crude and obvious, and this one was neither of those things.
You're right, Lewis. We've been investigating the wrong attempted murder all along.
The biggest mystery in all the Morse episodes have been Morse himself. I mean, who is this man?
What's your first name?
Inspector. Why is he sad? Why is he lonely?
It was a difficult character to deliver. This man who was an aesthetic, intellectual, a snob, really.
I suppose you think the Taj Mahal is a restaurant.
Like beer, Wagner, Mozart, and couldn't relate to women. That's not exactly an ITV hero, is it?
Your reputation precedes you, Chief Inspector.
Is that good or bad?
Morse, in lots of ways, was inexcusable. He was a real curmudgeon.
I'm a quite different kettle of fish, Lewis.
Lewis had every reason to punch him in the nose and walk off the job.
Do you want a light on?
No.
Do you want cheering up?
No. But he knew, as we knew, that there was a sensitive, real bloke in there under all that nastiness.
You want to get off home? You look done in.
I am done in.
At the same time as Morse was superior, he was also vulnerable as a character. Art and life. Oh, yeah.
Always preferred art myself.
He's very empathetic, John. That was a great quality to his acting, that even when he was being nasty, you empathise with him. He had huge depth as an actor, you know.
Good night, Lewis.
Good night. Most of us are lucky if we can get it 2 dimensions. John could get 4 or 5.
Another crucial ingredient in the show's recipe for international success was the serene beauty of its Oxford setting. A calm that was shattered all too frequently during Inspector Morse's time patrolling the city's mean cloisters. But with the Oxford body count approaching 100, the time eventually came in 2000 for both Morse the character and the show to take a final bow.
The odd thing about it was that John felt ill because he was having to play ill the whole time. He felt ill, and as it transpired, it was the early signs of his own cancer.
John Thaw lost his battle with cancer little more than a year after Inspector Morse's screen farewell and the touching scene when the ever-faithful Lewis said farewell to his boss.
It did really seem to affect people, the audiences, quite a lot. The only line was, "Goodbye, sir," and kissed him on the forehead. Goodbye, sir. And there were actually some more scenes after Morse's death which didn't make it into the final cut, of Lewis driving through Oxford with tears running down his face. Sometimes less is more.
John Thaw as Inspector Morse, without doubt, one of the best-loved faces on ITV. And at number 3, another legendary ITV name.
Yes, it was a real battle to be top of the cops in ITV's 50 greatest shows. I mean, how do you choose between the genius of John Thaw and the actor coming up next? Well, that's why we let you do the voting.
I was having lunch with David. And I said, well, David, you're the biggest star in the country. You're in a position now to say what it is you'd like to do. And he said, I've always wanted to play a detective.
Wait a moment.
Sorry, I haven't got time. Police. I like the character. He's very human. I like his sense of justice. And it's a sort of justice that we seem to have lost a little bit.
You know what gets right up my nose? Hang on, I've got a list here somewhere.
We didn't really know what it was going to be like, the whole show, and you sort of think, oh, I wonder what he's going to be like as a serious policeman.
Jack, what in God's name are you doing?
And then you turn up, and the first shows were very dark.
Tell him to pick me up outside the hospital in 20 minutes.
Actually, in the very first one, Frost's wife was dying of cancer.
In the book, the wife had already died. I thought it was important to give David and the audience an opportunity to go through that experience, in effect to shed the image of Pub Larkin and Del Boy.
And I wasn't even there when she died. She would have liked that. You even let me down on that, Billy.
David Jason, the straight actor and action hero of sorts, proved an instant hit as the ITV audience warmed to his portrayal of Frost with his unusual approach to police work.
There are many, many good actors, but there are very few who can almost physically change in front of your eyes.
I can believe it. Hey, stop!
And he's got that gift. When he becomes Frost, he appears to shrink inside himself. He's a little man.
Mr. Frost, you.
But a big heart and going out there to do battle.
He takes his job very seriously. He hates the criminal.
I'd say he stumbled. An accident.
And he's very sympathetic to the victim, and I think that that's the way that it should be.
Smells like murder to me.
Bloody murder.
Things conspire against him. Everything doesn't just work perfectly for him.
Jack, I'm afraid your house is on fire.
Everything about him is slightly disorganised, and yet he gets the results.
All right, Mrs. C.
You bastard.
And I think that's irresistible, really.
But no sugar.
So, only Two shows remain in the battle for the title of ITV's greatest ever show. And at number 2, the latest to continue the proud tradition of Saturday night television on Britain's favourite channel.
Over the years, we've had the likes of Blind Date and Stars in Their Eyes, and this was another show that reinvented the concept of Saturday night in front of the box, combining comedy, games, celebrities and the great British public to make perfect family viewing.
Just watch the adverts!
It's the show that the BBC could never make. It's the show only ITV can make, where the prizes are the contents of the ad breaks.
You had a car and you had £1,000 in the bank and you could have taken it home. You've got the lot, it's the one!
That's the spine of the show, that's your big end game, and then all around that we can have fun.
Everybody loves an on-screen relationship, and those two are genuinely friends and have known each other and worked together for years, so you want to be part of their gang.
We need guests. Hey, Will Young, put down that Black Russian.
Do you want to be on the telly?
You two.
Leave that, we're on.
And as if one pair of razor-sharp, lovable Geordies isn't enough, this is the show that has two.
Get on deck!
It started as an idea that we had 2 little versions of us to go and do interviews. The idea was that we couldn't be bothered to do it, you know.
To be honest, we can't do it.
My mum said you took your clothes off when you were at the national TV. How did you do that?
They then started to interview people that we really did want to interview.
Do you ever secretly get a bit bored in meetings and wish you could pop home and have a little sleep?
We ended up interviewing Tony Blair, Kylie Minogue, which we regretted about missing out on. So the joke backfired.
But one part of the show where the boys certainly didn't stint on preparation is Ant and Dec Undercover, for which they spend countless hours in makeup and on location, catching out unsuspecting celebrities.
And it was just taking that hidden camera idea that had been done before, but putting the host of the show right in the middle of it.
How do you get rid of a nun's hiccups?
I don't know. How do you get rid of a nun's hiccups?
Yes. Tell her she's pregnant.
I think that didn't quite hit the spot, Cheryl. They'd called my number, and it was time to go in and face the beast.
The Simon Cowell undercover was very, very, very risky that he was going to recognise them the minute they walked in. They were going to have to really do some good accents and some good acting, which they did.
It says that you have a brother that's with you?
Scotty.
Okay, don't be nervous.
When you make eye contact with them, you think, oh, they know it's me.
Yeah, you
your heart's
completely.
in your mouth and you're trying to hold it together. I'm sorry. He was just looking at me and then just started looking away and looking out the window.
To your left. Stop.
And then when you get that moment when you think, it doesn't know it's me, instantly inside you think, I can have fun now.
What up, empty? Get him on round!
It was brilliantly done, and when you think about it, it's one of the reasons why they are successful, because there's not many people who would bother at their stage in their career to get on a plane and fly, 5,000 miles to do a wind-up on somebody.
Should we be presenters if we stood this way, maybe? Yeah, and if we changed our accents to this, do you think?
And just spoke a bit more Geordie and just...
We could do it?
I literally couldn't believe it. Young kids love them, teenagers love them, older people love them. That's the sign of a real star.
Can we come to Hollywood, though? Yes!
So, Saturday Night Takeaway is at number 2. Anyone want to guess what's at number 1? No, don't just yet. Before we come to the end of our journey to find ITV's greatest ever show, just time to remember how we got here.
At 10, it's Savage Satire with Spitting Image.
Pop Idol makes an impressive number 9 in our countdown.
The Muppet Show's at number 8. You've got to hand it to Kermit.
The Bill fits in at 7 in ITV's 50 greatest shows.
I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here's at number 6.
And at number 5 with a bullet, it's Emmerdale.
John Thor's Inspector Morse is at number 4.
At 3, David Jason and A Touch of Frost.
And it's Ant and Dec's Saturday Night Takeaway at number 2 in our chart.
So there we are. It's finally time to reveal your choice for the greatest ITV show of all time.
Wait, clues. Just a few clues, first of all.
OK, fine.
It began in December 1960.
It's the longest-running soap opera in TV history.
Became a British institution.
And changed the face of television.
Somebody said Crossroads, didn't they?
No. Here it is, the show you voted the greatest show in the 50-year history of ITV so far.
I reckon that college has turned you into a proper stuck-up little snob, Kenneth Barlow.
It's amazing, really, that it's been going for 44 years and he's still at the top.
One does get rather tired of the dreary landscape.
When I look back, it's rather like you looking back at your childhood movies.
They've been talking about me, love, ever since I put on my first pair of nylon.
It's amazing how it's kept its heart, but it's a living organism and it's adjusted and grown.
I have been in Barbados and I've actually had a phone call and said, you'll never guess what's happening in Coronation Street tonight. Now, that, I would say, is a successful TV show.
It's Ken. He knows. I've told him everything.
I'm warning you.
You go. Go.
Coronation Street's secret is that it's always managed to keep a hard core of characters that the public's interested in.
Ah, you're a good nanny, love.
And they do treat them as part of the family.
A lot of people still think that I am Hilda. And for years after I left, get spoken to in the street, and it's Hilda, hello Hilda, you know, where's your Stan, where's your curlers?
What made Coronation Street revolutionary at the start was the way it dared to put something closely resembling real life, warts and all, onto our TV screens.
Hey, Elsie, just about ready for the knacker yard.
For ITV, we were dominated by the Queen's English, which I think bore no relevance to real life. And along came ITV with a programme, say, Coronation Street, and suddenly they were speaking our language.
Oh, well, you find it very different up here. There's some very funny people in this street. You come across a Mrs. Tanner yet? I can't say I have. You will. You want to watch her? She's a bad one.
The most astonishing thing about the street is if you watch the first episode, it is exactly the same as the programme is now. It's set a template that has never changed. It's evolved in all sorts of ways, but fundamentally, it's the same show. It worked from episode 1.
Mrs. Sharples! You're too old for this sort of thing.
The secret of Coronation Street is definitely in the writing. It holds humour and drama all at the same time, and it's got a perfect balance.
Small leaks can turn into waterfalls before you know it.
That's life, isn't it?
She's pregnant.
Whether it's teenage pregnancy or transgender marriage, life in all its messy glory can be found in Weatherfield. And it can get very messy indeed.
And these days, you never can tell who's going to tread those famous cobbles next.
I hope to bring a little pleasure back into your life.
It is testament to Coronation Street that big actors and big names want to come and do just a cameo role. Ian McKellen was a lifelong fan, and he just wanted to be in the show.
Oh, and you, Kev.
Ken.
I think they just want to be a part of history or part of the fabric, or say I've been in Coronation Street, which is quite an honour, really.
I did drop unbelievably unsubtle hints as to how I wished I could be in it, and they said you can be in a scene but you can't be looking at the camera. So anybody was watching an episode once where there was somebody having a drink at the bar with the back to the camera, but I had on the back of my jacket Baroque and roll. Baroque and roll. That's me. So I can say I've actually been in it.
In 44 years and more than 6,000 episodes, Coronation Street has seen 30 births, 64 weddings, 97 deaths, and thousands of glasses drained in the Rovers.
It's caught the imagination of all classes of society in this country, and it's a remarkable achievement.
Cheers, Tommy. I don't see Coronation Street ever coming off our screen. Cheers.
Cheers.
I think that life without Coronation Street would be unthinkable, basically. It's just part of all our lives, isn't it?
Right then, a toast.
And now the residents of Britain's most famous street have got another reason to celebrate.
On behalf of everyone here in Coronation Street, I'd like to say a big thank you for voting us #1, your #1 show from 50 years of ITV. And we're especially pleased because you are who we make it for. So let's hope we stay your #1 for many years to come. Cheers.
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 Cheers!
Cheers!
Oh, they are popular. It's official. Coronation Street is ITV's greatest ever show. Congratulations to them.
No arguments in here, I think. Thanks very much to you if you voted and for being part of a very special night in TV history. We've had a ball, haven't we?
We have, yeah.
Great fun. Hope you've enjoyed it as much as we have. Good night.
Good night.
To celebrate ITV's 50th birthday, 50 of the greatest family theme tunes will be available from the 19th of September, and the Cult Theme Tunes CD is out on the 3rd of October. Next, the ITV Weekend News, then a premium night of boxing, 2 pro fights with Amir Khan and Joe Calzaghe. The big fight live at 10:30.
Two thrilling fighters. One is champion of the world.